Alright, we're going live. If you got the link, you should be able to see it now, Long.
I can't put it back in the bag.
I followed you on Twitch.
What do you want to put in the bag?
I unlock it. Nope, that did not work.
Increase your lift height with the little barbell and the weightlifter dude at the top of your screen.
Okay, got it.
Increase your lift height, and then when you lift up the note card, point at the bag and wait for the bag to be highlighted with a white outline, and then drop the card onto the bag at that point.
The flying carpet.
You usually want the... it might help if the bag is a little smaller than that, because you want the bag to be under the item when you drop it.
Oh, I had it for a second.
Other thing is if you're trying to drop the bag, the card into the bag, you can also open the bag, and then you should see like a list of stuff.
Oh, now I can put it in the bag. Yeah.
The
Okay, there we go.
Or if you hit P 2 times, it'll go into top-down mode, and then you can have an easier time dropping things onto the bag as well. Because sometimes the perspective makes it drop off to the side.
Oh, that probably helps out the rate of thing. Yeah, if it's not 3D.
I'm here.
Okay, that makes it run better too. Top-down mode. Okay.
You can just keep hitting P to toggle through the modes. There's several. First person, top down, third person. However, be careful. Between first and third person, you can kind of mess up your camera by putting it in a weird spot. I've done it before.
Okay. This is very helpful. Okay. Whoa, what just happened?
Get all my notes open here, and we can begin. Ooh, don't look at those. Oh, this is going to be fun. Okay, so where we last left off in our D&D game, you guys were traveling across the Road of Fire between the 3 islands. You had arrived on Island 3. There's...
Where's Joe?
I'm here.
There's mud flats, and you have to travel for 4 days across the mud flats in order to get to your destination. So on day 1 of your travels, everybody has to drink a whole bunch of water and eat a certain amount of food. You make rest stops throughout the day, but you can kind of rest on the carpet. It just flies along of its own accord once it's given instructions at about the normal speed that you would travel on foot or by flying on Omen. And so during these travels, you can see that there's these mangroves everywhere. They're kind of growing in the silt, and the silt is very shallow. So if you're at ground level, you can walk, and the silt won't bother you. It won't drown you as long as you've still got your silt mask. Everything's good. But it does make everything kind of rough terrain, unless you're of giant stature. And it's relatively boring throughout the day. You don't have any encounters. You don't see a whole lot of wildlife as you travel on day 1. And by the end of that day, you're all feeling rather sick of travel, and you want to make camp, right? Omen needs a rest and to be fed, and Taurus has been marching all day through the silt and the mangroves. The rough travel has been exhausting, right? So now it's time to make camp.
Okay. Can I have a Sia create this control environment.
You want the bubble?
Yes.
The protective bubble? Alright. You summon a hemisphere of force that protects you while you make camp. 4 hours into your rest.
I knock on it, and that's helpful.
4 hours into your rest.
I also made a meal for everyone.
Okay, after you've eaten the meal, but 4 hours into your rest time, something happens suddenly, and the ground begins to shake. Underneath you, a bunch of boring beetles have been tunneling underneath you, and it's causing the ground to become like kind of porous and crumbly and collapse around you. So your structure is no longer safe to be in. You will soon collapse into pits full of hungry giant beetles.
We're still within the wall of force.
Yeah. You are in a hemisphere of force. You can step out of it, but then you cannot step back in, I think is the rule.
Oh.
But you don't want to be in it if a bunch of beetles are coming up through the ground underneath you.
Okay, it's a hemisphere and it's not a full sphere.
No.
Okay.
Can we be in it, floating on the carpet?
Maybe. I don't know.
I'm probably not gonna be very far off the ground.
I think it would have gaps, right? The hemisphere of force wouldn't line up with the diameter and the width and length of your carpet, so there'd be gaps around the edges.
Yeah, isn't the hemisphere of force like 10 feet?
I thought it makes it like an actual room.
Oh, I don't know.
Nah, it just makes a hemisphere that you can be inside of that protects you.
Tiny hut.
I mean, it's got that
it's a
name,
tiny
but it's
hut.
just a magical field that you're inside of.
Yeah, I don't get to benefit from it anyway, so it doesn't matter to me.
Right. So you're just in beetle territory no matter what.
Well, I will run out of the hut and see what's going on. I will make sure I use body equilibrium so I don't fall through any weakened ground. But I am trying to make sure that everything is safe. You know, being the good scout that I am.
Okay, so normally there would be a big drawn-out combat encounter right now. I would say roll initiative and we do it. The beetles are CR3, which is not necessarily a threat. So rather than do it that way, I'm just going to say that you're kind of surprised, and everybody does manage to get off the ground and away from the beetles. And you can even throw spells or attack them, and there's like 18 giant beetles, and you probably can kill some of them. So if any of you want to narrate what your character does at this point, you're welcome to do that. But I'm not going to play out the combat mechanically.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to run out, get a feel for what's going on. Animal handling. Have I seen this before?
The boring beetles of this part of the mangrove silt forest are like not well known to any outsiders, and even among the Road of Fire, like a lot of the giants from the western part of the Road of Fire have never been here either. So this is mysterious, unknown, strange landscape, unknown predators. Everything's
There's no way that I could possibly know that they are.
I'd like to study them.
They
I want
are
to do,
CRT, and I will call lightning down on them.
all right. You just brew up a storm and start blasting. That'll do a number on them. So you'll notice some things about the boring beetles, right? So when the first boring beetle is defeated, the method that it's defeated, the other beetles, they all seem to acquire knowledge of how to avoid that. So like after the first lightning strike, it seems like all beetles are looking for cover from lightning. They're going into tunnels under rocks and things. And so they have they obviously have a hive mind where all of them know whatever one of them knows.
Okay. Turns out something happened over here. What I would like to do is, okay, Orin is going to run out, see what's going on, take out one of the beetles, and then once he kind of figures out what the assailants are just animals and not some kind of other malevolent thing, he's gonna dive into one of the boreholes in the sand and try to wrestle one to the surface.
All right, strength test. I'll roll for the beetle. They're fairly strong, being a giant insect, but
Can I get animal handling instead?
I will help if you're
When
doing
when you
something.
say giant insect, are they like size gigantic or just big for a insect?
so I'll leave it to you to make the decision which skill you'd like to use: wrestling or animal handling.
Dog-sized. I'm envisioning dog-sized beetles. Am I correct in that size category?
They are 9 feet long, but
Oh, jeez.
but they're not exactly a 10 by 10 block. They're like a cockroach. They're like shorter.
Well, that changes things considerably. I was imagining like dog-sized beetles that I'm just running around trying to wrestle one. Yeah, that's not. I don't know how I could possibly make that work now.
You gotta
So-
do some. You
got
gotta do
me.
some. You gotta do some beetle jitsu.
Well,
Nice, Grimoire
look,
has
I-
not already
I
tried
said
all
I
of them.
was. I said I was going to do it. So it's a 18. Because that's my minimum roll on that. I rolled a 5, so my minimum roll is an 18.
Well, which was it? Strength or animal handling?
Animal handling.
Okay, 18 animal handling. All right, so instead of rolling
It would
strength
be a
against
16
it,
if it was athletics. Yeah, if it was athletics, it'd be a 16.
what is your intent here?
Well, but before I realized how big this actually was, I wanted to try and wrangle one and put a leash on it. I've got those tools, um, you know, animal, ranching tools. Um, so I don't know if that would be a possible thing that I could have a boring beetle as and kind of tame it, but it seems kind of foolish now that I'm seeing the size of these things. But I'm gonna go ahead and do it anyway.
Okay,
You launched
It-
tanks, they're pretty large.
it's got a pretty high insight on you, and it doesn't sense any malicious intent. Like, you don't seem to wish it any harm. You're not attacking it aggressively, and so it doesn't interpret you as a threat, and it just seems kind of neutral towards you. But because of your roll, you also notice that some of them have a fungus that they're carrying. Like they have like
In fact,
not infected. There's tunnels underneath where you camped that are full of this fungus, and now that the tunnels have collapsed, they're moving the fungus around into other tunnels.
huh? I would like to spread this information. Does anybody study plants very well? I'm not. I'm okay with animals, but not great with plants.
I'm good at nature.
They seem to be moving this fungus around. I thought it was their food source, but what do you make of this? So I'm hoping they can do a nature check.
Roll me a nature check, knowledge nature check.
I will guide you.
Yeah, I'd like one. Yeah, do that.
I will guide you.
I guide myself. You can guide Taurus.
So I gotta go back upstairs. I thought they were gonna let me know when they were gonna have dinner, and apparently they already had dinner. So I'm gonna go upstairs now for a bit.
Okay,
Uh,
fair enough.
But I'll be back, and yeah, I hand you over my reins to the character, and that's what I would like to do. But I'll be back as soon as I can. I guess there's kind of a situation.
Well, you already said what you were going to do. You wrangle some beetles. You learn a little bit about them. What is anybody else doing?
All right, I'll be back.
Are they grouped up or are they separate?
It's just in the area. There are 18 beetles that come out at night when you're making camp, and they're scrounging around for anything organic that they can feed to their fungus.
Do they feed? Do they all fit inside of a fireball?
Sure, you can throw a fireball at them. It's very effective. They've got about 34 hit points, so if you roll good damage, you probably kill most of them with one fireball.
I want to wait what they find out about the fungus first.
I mean, that's the main reason I'm not doing this as a long, drawn-out combat, because really one fireball would end it.
Yeah.
I thought they scattered when I lightning bolted them.
Well, they did. They did. They're seeking shelter from the lightning bolt, but fireballs go in and around corners, and they would not be safe.
Well, I want to know about the fungus first. I want to know what they have to say about it first. Did you guys roll for the fungus? Your nature check with guidance?
I asked somebody to do that for me. I don't know if you guys
So,
do.
what is your roll? What bonus do you have?
Here, I'll roll a 19 for you.
There you go.
I have proficiency and +4 modifier, so +8,
So,
I think.
+8 and
27?
Then he gets,
Pretty good.
no, he gets 28 because of guidance. What about you, Joe?
I got a +8 nature check.
All right, so Morg looks at the fungus. You see the boring beetles. They are moving the fungus, and these are immature shrieker fungus. You correctly identify them as immature shrieker fungus. If it was a mature shrieker fungus, they'd be making a tremendous racket right now. But these are immature shrieker fungus, and the beetles seem very protective of them and are moving them to other locations, while the beetles come up out of the underground in search of organic material. You know that these fungus need decaying organic material to grow, and the beetles seem to be grabbing anything, any plant material or anything organic that they can bring down in there and mulch up for their fungus.
One little question. What is that type of fungus? What does it do?
Shrieker fungus. It screams really loud.
Oh, not good. But baby
Would
ones.
I know why the beetles want a shrieker fungus?
It's not apparent.
Okay.
Joe got a 28 on his nature check.
Yeah. You can identify the shrieker fungus. It seems like maybe there's some symbiotic thing where the beetles, maybe they like farm it. Could be their food supply.
Thought maybe the shrieker mushrooms were like mind control mushrooms that are like making them grow them or something.
Like a cordyceps? It could be. Could be. It's
Is that
unknown.
what they have to feed their babies, maybe? Well, I'm like, I don't like screaming mushrooms. Fireball!
All right. So you defeat the boring beetles. What are you going to do after that? Do you continue camp?
Let's eat the beetles.
The beetles' clear meat smells pretty bad when you cook it.
What
But it
about the
doesn't.
fungus?
It doesn't taste like much of anything.
What about the cooked fungus?
If you cook the fungus up, it's got sort of a cabbagey flavor to it.
Interesting. Well, that can be our meal for the next day.
All right.
Yeah, we'll sleep and,
Okay.
spend the night.
You don't have any
Sleep,
more
rave, repeat.
You attempt to go back to sleep. Exactly 4 hours into your attempt to rest, 18 boring beetles come up out of the ground and disrupt your sleep again.
Leave us alone, and I lightning bolt them again.
Okay.
Fireball!
So from that, from that
I'm-
28, I didn't get any kind of sense of how to scare them off.
Well,
Lightning bolt threw them off.
Fireball cooks them up.
you are able to easily defeat them, but they seem numerous, and their hive mind makes them kind of reckless. Like, they'll just do whatever the greater good calls for, even if it gets many of them killed by fireballs and lightning.
In that hole there, is it possible that I melt the sand until it becomes glass?
Oh yeah, you can just bombard the area with fireballs. Use as many as you want. Yeah, how many do you fire?
I don't know.
I mean, it might matter. How many spell slots are you going to use? Because you haven't been able to rest.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
That used 2 of my, I think, three level spell slots.
Because if you don't get the long rest, you can't get your spell slots back.
I get on the flying carpet and I go up in the air and I sleep up there.
All right. That's going to work for most of you. It's not gonna work for Omen. It's not gonna work for Taurus. So Omen and Taurus would need a strategy.
I tell them, learn how to make fireballs.
I do the stomp thing.
I'm gonna stomp the ground as hard as you can.
Uh huh.
All right. So when the beetles come, you stomp them. There are many smashed beetles.
No. Just like the thunder, like obviously not a spell thunder wave, but like how the giants did before.
Mm,
Try to do this big stomp.
big stomp.
Fierce.
Like an earthquake, a tremor.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the boring beetles are unswayed and will continue to try to drag you underground and turn you into fungus food.
I'm not gonna let that
Lightning bolt the
happen.
beetles before.
Strength test! They're pulling on you. Oh, I rolled a 1. Never mind. A feeble beetle attempts to drag your foot, and you don't budge.
So with a 28, I don't know how to deal with these guys at all. Like nothing about them.
You just kick it like a football. You just fucking punch them.
Little question: do we know of plant that deters away insects?
You do not. There is no way to deal with these beetles other than not being in range of them. Being on the carpet will solve the problem for most of you, but it doesn't solve the problem for Taurus. So, you tried to rest for like 8 hours in there. So we're going to apply 1 level of exhaustion to Taurus. And 1 level of exhaustion to Omen, who has continually been flying for like 20 hours, I guess. With a intermittent rest in there.
We'll have to find a good spot for them to take a short rest.
All right. Marcus says, I don't think this is working. This is the natural order of things. The beetle's life cycle cannot be disrupted by us. We will simply become food for them if we don't move on. Perhaps a forced march?
Marcus, why don't you use your powers to bring in some lava from the ground and melt it into glass?
Ah, that would be opposed to the natural order of things. A druid could never do such destructive things to the environment as natural and beautiful as this.
I lightning bolt the ground.
Kapow. Hey, lightning's natural too. Alright, so into day 2. So with 1 level of exhaustion, you're not allowed to dash. You have disadvantage on strength or dexterity, ability, and skill checks. So traveling for a number of hours, at some point you encounter a situation. Who's got the highest passive perception? It's like 19, I think, on Morg and Grimorn.
I got 19.
All right.
I think Morg has 18.
So everybody except Morg and Grimorn is going to get ambushed by a Cluzzed when you make camp. Like, while you're setting up the camp, these lizards will run out and attempt to bite. So I'm gonna make one ambush attack roll from each of these.
Heyo.
Hey,
Hey.
see us here. All
I've
right.
been here for a bit. I just didn't want to interrupt what was going on. I didn't know.
Oh, I gave you the wrong color.
Yeah, I went to click it, and then I thought I clicked something wrong.
All right, so I'm trying to think about this. So while setting up camp, Grimorn with armor class 19, 2 beetles, or not beetles, 2 of these these lizard-like creatures jump out of the sand while you're setting up camp and attempt to bite and claw at you, and they miss. And then Taurus 1 tries to bite you.
Is this combat or is this just?
Sort of. This is done more like a trap. Grimorn is not hit by that one. Morg, 2 of them tried to bite you. One of them had a 21. That hits, right?
21 does hit me.
Okay, so you took 4 slashing damage from the Cluzzed. And then the rest of the attacks were at Ring Sight and Orin, and all of them missed. And after that initial surprise round of attacks, you guys easily defeat all of the reptilian creatures, and you guys can narrate how you do that.
Everybody get immune, and I explode everything around us.
Okay. Lizards, kaboom! Your campsite explodes and is now on fire.
Cool guys don't look at explosions. They walk away from them.
We'll be able to eat some lizard for dinner.
Yeah, you now have 8 cooked cluzzed. They're a medium-sized lizard creature, about 5 or 6 feet long, like a Komodo dragon with a few unusual abilities.
I say we keep some still fresh, and we tear them apart and spread them around so the beetles eats them overnight.
Mm.
Lord, how many fireballs do you have in you? I'm worried about your energy.
I'm quite fine.
Okay, so you guys have set up camp. You cook up some of the cluzzed, the ambush predators that attempted to eat you when you set up camp. And then, are you going to have your special meal again?
It's like I give the meal that keeps us warm overnight when it's cold.
Yeah, they just about that, or is that a different meal?
It's not the hero's feast.
The Heroes Feast one. I was just wondering if you use that or not. This time it only takes 1 hour. The smell of the cooking cluzzed meat has attracted the boring beetles, and they emerge up out of the ground within only 1 hour. And the same situation repeats as the previous night. So there's
lizards.
They will take the lizard meat, but then they also attempt to grab at many of you, and you'll have to defeat them.
Can I take my bead with my with
What are we
that?
doing at this place?
You're trying to get to a place that is 4 days away, and you're on day 2 now.
Oh, okay. Do we need to be here?
Yes. It is essential to your mission that you arrive at the place that the Urakites were headed to.
Can I use the bead with the trapped fire element all inside of it, and just use that to distract the beetles overnight?
It's like a single-use item, right? You throw it and it smashes open and the elemental comes out.
Yeah, it's a wild elemental.
All right, the wild elemental is going to come out now. Like, you don't necessarily have any control over it, so I want you to make a religion check.
I will, and I'll tuck it into the fire elemental.
As long as you can make a DC 15 religion check, the fire elemental will consider you an ally and follow any instructions you give it.
Come on.
As long as it knows you're a respected cleric of fire, it'll...
18.
All right, yeah, you beat the DC 15. It'll follow your instructions and battle with the beetles.
And go free after you kill or after you distract them overnight.
All right. Well, I'll say the elemental works diligently and protects Taurus and Omen so that they can rest.
Thanks, man.
You're welcome.
The best.
And anybody that sleeps on the flying carpet will also be safe. Beetles can't get you there. All right, so we're going on into day 3. On day 3, you travel for 3 hours when Grimorn, you spot some movement in the clouds, and you see there's 3 wyverns there.
Ooh. I pointed out to the group. I say, what we should do? Should we do? Should we try to be discreet, or should we take them on into a battle?
mean, we don't really need to fight them. We just need to get to where we're going, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're not hostile. We should just move.
All right.
Especially if some people still need a long rest and they haven't slept enough.
Wyverns are pretty aggressive, so to avoid combat with them, you will have to add a little time to your travel by going around them.
Alright.
Like, if you fly straight through, they will attack you.
Yeah,
But you spotted them first.
We'll do whatever to avoid them.
Okay, so as long as you circle around, you don't interact with the wyverns, you continue on. After a long day of travel, the camping situation comes up again. Knowing that there's probably still beetles, you're still in kind of the mangrove forest area, you haven't quite cleared all the way through. Do you want to stay on the carpet?
Yeah, but I'm gonna make the feast tonight.
You stay on the carpet, you make the feast. Everybody's able to rest again except for Taurus and Omen. Unless you have another solution. Because the beetles, man. The beetles.
Ooh,
If you're on the ground, the beetles will get you.
I got plus 15 health.
Alright, so everybody has a fitful sleep. Dangling high in the air on a flying carpet. Imagine the anxiety that you'll roll over in your sleep and take like 20 fall damage.
Well, could we maybe I don't
Tie some rope on each other.
no, could you maybe cast his hair elemental to keep these beetles distracted if they show up?
Alright, Taro will use his air elemental to try to protect Taurus. He can beat back the beetles, but while Taurus is trying to sleep, Taurus, make a con save to see if you can successfully sleep through the sound of an air elemental beating a bunch of beetles to death.
Plus 9.
Oh, give me a second. Do you have any advantage on that?
No.
Okay, plus 9. He gets a 29.
Alright. You're able to sleep soundly. You are not going to be exhausted.
I'm still already exhausted. There's no sleeping waking me up this time.
Okay.
We've been able to get our full rest the last 2 nights.
Yeah.
Me.
Yeah, making it work despite the beetle situation. Alright. Into day 4. Everything goes well on day 4, and you feel like you're almost there. You actually get over mostly solid ground at this point, even a little mountainous. It seems like this is like the island proper, and you're making good time towards your destination.
While we're traveling, I will use my perception a lot more. Maybe kind of survival checks, just to see if we start maybe seeing the traces, like the trails from the Urukites, or any type of like humanoid like walking around.
Alright.
If only we had a ranger.
Is that your roll, 29?
No. Okay, you want me to roll it? Give me a second. $29 was the Constitution save for Joe.
Right.
I am gonna have a 22.
Alright. With the 22, you keep your eyes open for signs of the Urukites. It seems as if the Urukites arrived on the north shore of Morgazh. You find some indication of a camp. It's several days old, and the tracks seem headed southeast.
How many people might have been there? Like, how big is the camp?
It looks like it was the whole group of Urukites, probably. It's the same number of foot like markings. The indicator of the number of people seems to match up with the number of Urukites that you're tracking.
So we'll have to keep an eye open, no?
It included the half-giant footprints and all that.
Oh, the lady half giant.
Yeah.
I want to. Can I use my little pocket silver mirror to? I want to use the spell to. I forgot what the spell's called. The one that like spies on them.
It's scrying.
Yeah, scrying spell.
All right.
I'm loading up the game.
The person has to no, not the warlock. Who is the guy that I had the item of? I think it's the defiler guy.
Yeah.
He has to make a wisdom save -5 because I have one of his items.
All right.
Versus 16 DC wisdom save.
So, you do your scrying, and you see that they are arguing amongst each other, and the half giant is not among them.
Oh. I will let Taurus know that his lady love is doesn't seem to be with the group, and they are infighting right now.
She's missing.
I'll perk up a little bit, be like, yeah, like I don't care about her, but in secret I do.
God. Didn't take long.
Ugh.
Didn't you want to have her babies with her?
Whoa. Easy there. I don't want to seem too desperate.
Oh my
She's
God.
not around.
We have been in the Silt Sea forever. Haven't been to a house of satisfaction in quite a while.
You've been a woman.
Is it
You
possible
guys
that
been around
they...
all the time. Can't do anything by myself. Oh,
Is it possible that they might have got into a dangerous fight?
Do they look injured at all?
Yeah. It looks like they've been in a battle.
I
I-
tell them they have been fighting, like actual battle fighting.
But Morg, can you see anything in the background, or that could indicate where they are? Maybe they're not that far from here.
The spell only sees about like 5 foot around them. I don't think it gives much detail about that.
What about the ground around them? What does it look like?
What does the nearby area look like?
I'm trying to set it up. Hang on a second. If you're watching the stream,
No.
Longus, he's scrying, and this is what he's seeing. Do you see it, Long?
I can't see it. So.
I see a cliff with holes in it.
They seem to have made camp on a cliffside somewhere. That's all you can see.
Okay.
And do we see any mount or canyon or anything that could indicate maybe?
Yeah.
Is there a volcano? Is there a mountain or a volcano ahead of us?
Ask Long. He can see it. He's the only
No,
one.
around us, like right
from
now.
our position, like, can we see from our position? Is there anything that looks like a rock mountain with a hole in it?
Well, all right. So I got some maps ready, and they're on the table.
We could fly up just to try to be able to see a little further as well.
Do you guys see this map here?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So day 1, you were at the mangroves way over here, and you got through there. You had the beetle battles. Day 2, day 3, day 4, you're over here. Like I said, you've made it to the mainland. So in the distance, you can see there are many mountain ranges. So what you're seeing through the scrying could be any of these, really.
And those their traces, their trails. Where is it heading towards? Is it heading towards more the south or?
Well, you just
Possibly
found the
towards-
trail, and it
Okay.
basically follows the path
It's going
to the southeast.
Okay. Oh, down that way.
Mhm.
Why would they go there? Don't we have to go up the mountain?
Well, they might just be following the trail. They might split upwards.
And what could have attacked them? And we have no idea of what's on this island, really. Huh?
Yeah, you don't know. So you do know that the tracks lead them from here to the southeast, and you can see that they're hiding on a cliff somewhere after a terrible battle. Many of them are injured.
This could be our chance to finish them off, you guys.
That's exactly what I'm thinking.
Let's try to make haste.
Wait a minute. Let me remember something.
We need our revenge.
Ninja.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to that guy I was paid to tag along with us and teach me the poisoner stuff? What happened to him?
He's in Charvas because he was terrified.
Okay.
I mean, there's pretty much only giants out this way. He would be a little scared. He's like, I'll hang out at the bar until you come back. All right, boss?
You're not getting paid for that.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. I know some people here in the black market. I think they can keep me busy for a few days.
Okay.
Does Tremble, is his brain still leaking out of his nose and his ears?
Yeah, it sure is.
And nice.
Yeah, he's got a terrible concussion. He broke his brain.
I just zone back in.
All right, so you are on the mainland now. When you approach the barren shore of Morgazh, the silence is stifling. The clatter of bone breaks the air as a pack of skeletal hounds sprint to the beach. Their jaws flex frantically as if they are baying. As two of the dogs break from the pack and dash up in a wide, overgrown road leading inland, the rest of the hounds gather on the shore in anticipation. All right, so
Fireball.
20 skeletal hounds stand on the shore, ready to tear you to shreds.
Are they lined up or like grouped up?
They're grouped up, 20 hounds in a cluster, swarming on the beaches.
Fireball.
You throw a fireball, you explode the entire group, all 20 of them die. All right, roll it. When you do that, roll a d10.
A D10.
It's like, wait a minute.
What does that do?
Oh, shrapnel on your face.
I get an 8.
All the
All right.
I just laid my dogs food down and like walked away, and I like forgot to tell them to get it, and they just like stood at me, looking at me like, can we get the food? Like, what are you doing? Where are you going?
Well, we're killing dogs right now, so.
putting them down.
Laying them to rest.
I
Letting
rolled
them
a-
slumber for the final time.
All right. So out of the explosion, 8 of the skeletal hound corpses kind of survived the blast without being completely obliterated.
I cast Shatter.
You blow them up too. All right, cool. 3 shadowy forms appear at the end of the path. They appear to be warriors mounted on Crodlu. One raises a sword. They turn in your direction towards the party, and they begin to charge, the Crodlu galloping and kicking up dust as they move. What do you guys do? They are all grouped up.
I'm gonna use my ring of jumping.
Another fireball.
I'm gonna use my ring of jumping.
Can
I'm
you
gonna,
jump?
I'm gonna use the thorns spell
Yeah, I was thinking
to
about
make
Wall of
them
Thorns.
run all over the thorns.
Yeah, Wall of Thorns. Just
All right.
I strike my loom and I go, oh.
Just make sure you guys are keeping track of your spell slots. Every spell you cast.
Yeah.
So-
I was gonna say we should probably start conserving ourselves. I'll say that to the group in character.
The warriors, as they charge towards you, you hit them with all of these attacks, and then they just evaporate into nothing.
I put up the wall. And they just,
I tell them you should stop, start using more cantrips and save yourselves. We know that the Urukite are close.
The
Cantrips.
the destruction of the
Barbarian.
undead is accompanied by a chill breeze.
Repeat that. The destruction of the.
The undead. When the undead are destroyed by the fireballs and thorns and all that, there's a chill breeze in the air.
Huh.
All right. Continuing on your way.
Everybody had a hero's feast, so you can roll 2d10 each for your additional health points.
Oh well, thank you, sir.
thank you for reminding me. Thank you.
Oh, someone mark off one of my level 2 spell slots for the spike growth.
Wait, that was you who used Spike Girl?
Yeah, I use spike growth to slow them down from
Oh, you
moving.
got 5?
Okay, so I still have my Wall of Thorns. I thought you were asking me to cast Wall of Thorns.
No,
Where'd this
I was
guy
saying
come from?
using the spell. Well, I don't know if the fireball
two
already blew them up before they were still charging us.
Are these the dead ones or are they new ones?
Yeah, these were the skeletal hounds that you blew up.
Oh wait, Ninja.
Yeah.
My current HP. How do I upgrade the maximum on the token? Is 66. Not 60.
So you look at your figurine and you gotta face it, and then on the thing, there's like a button somewhere.
Hmm.
What do you do? Right click it? No.
Oh, rotate. Save
There it
object,
is.
target.
There it is. All
There we
right. So once you get that open, you can increase the max
Taurus,
with the arrow.
Yo! That's me.
what do you make of this? All these hunted creatures on this island that we've been facing.
I'll do a Arcana check.
Which island are we on now?
The
We're
island
on the-
Morgazh.
We're
Now
on the
that's-
island that we're actually going for.
So we were on Avigdar. We're now on Morgazh. Avigdar is where the battle with the Tremble's dad.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that happened at the lava right there.
Okay.
So
we are
That actually-
kind
you can see Charves is here. This was the first island with the giants. This was the second island where you had some giants over here, and then Marcus here, and then you cross through this area for 4 days to get to where you're at over on the island over here.
So,
This
Ninja,
is
I
kind of
wanna
a.
I want to make 2 different checks real quick.
Sure.
First, I want to make a history check based on what I've learned so far from all the giants, and they've told me about the islands and stuff. I would have asked about some of that. I just want to see if I know anything about this island specifically that will help us.
Yeah, the giants didn't have information about this island.
Yeah, I got 12. You know,
Yeah,
big spooky island. Stay away.
it's mysterious. It's a mystery for you guys to figure out.
This is gonna be an Arcana, or like to understand these undead, maybe.
What would be the reason why this island would be swarmed with haunted hounds and?
17.
Okay, when you do an Arcana check, you get a real creeped out feeling here. It seems as if like almost this entire island has been affected by some sort of tragedy, and there's like a lingering field of negative energy. It's all cursed. The whole place, the whole thing. That's why
Was it
it's swarming with undead.
Well, in that case, then I'd like to do a religion check as well.
Have we ever heard of stories that maybe there's
13.
an ancient city that was on this island before?
Well, we've heard of a story on the tapestry.
The only
When
Yeah.
you go ahead.
Sorry. Only one person has ever said anything was here, and that was Korganard. Korganard said a long, long time ago there was a preserver fortress called Akarakil, or Akarikul, I guess is like how you'd pronounce it in the old tongue. The fortress Akarikul was located on this island at the far southeast corner of it, and that's where you're trying to get to find the information about the Psionatrix, the effect that is disrupting psionics across the entire tableland.
Let's hope that preserver didn't turn bad.
Well,
Hey.
I guess that would make sense because after all, from what we saw in the tapestry, it seems like doing what the tapestry talked about was all with defiler magic and taking the soul energy of these many people. Maybe something like that happened here.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking of defiling, but these aren't exactly people. But maybe they got defiled too. Are there the plants are around? Are they okay, or were they defiled?
On this island, there is a lot of plant life. So as you're traveling, you'll notice along the mountain there's actually a sizable amount of forest in the shadow of the mountain here. And looking to the east, it looks like there's stretches of forest to the east in between the mountains as well.
Okay, so it may be something else besides defiling then.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's related, but it could be.
Is this the most trees I've ever seen in my life?
Well, you just went through this forest of trees. It wouldn't be the most you'd ever seen, probably, but there's a lot of plant life out here. Because you're in the middle of nowhere, there's not as many defilers.
There are a lot of trees. There's a lot of trees near Nimede.
But something did happen here to cause there to be this many undead. This is like your stereotypical Indian burial ground kind of thing going on here.
That cemetery type shit.
Yeah. So
Well, let's keep on going. Maybe we can catch up to these hurricanes.
Must not defile so much plant life.
all right. So
So,
Are the leaders on the crumbling were they also undead or no?
sorry, that was a little garbled. Say again.
The raiders on the crumbles were they undead?
I did it again. Like it garbled right at the very beginning of what you were saying. Say it again.
No, Taro and Long are both talking at the same time.
I think he's asking if the 3 riders were undead as well.
Oh, it was all undead. They vanished into smoke when they were attacked.
Okay.
So as you're traveling
I
a...
had some
Wait,
Oh, you got
Taro's trying
questions?
to say something.
Yeah, you just got here. You're probably a little lost. What's up?
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry I'm late. So I've been dragged around all day dealing with appointments and got here much later than I would have liked.
That's all right. What's up?
2. What happened while I was gone?
So there was 4 days of travel. You guys had, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5 combat encounters, but I glossed over them. We didn't actually do the combat. We just narrated how fireballs and lightning were thrown at them until they died.
Scattered, fireball, thorn. It wasn't even a combat encounter.
So there was a mangrove forest for 3.5 days where there were beetles where you guys were unable to make camp effectively because the beetles would constantly attack. And then there was an attack of cluzed, which are big predatory lizards. And then there was also some giant scorpions, but you guys were on the flying carpet and they didn't attack.
We used your air elemental once to distract the beetles overnight.
And a fire elemental another night. Anyway, it's all basically set up so that it just makes it really difficult to rest as you're traveling here.
Yeah, and here we are now. We are on that final island, and I've seen traces of a camp that was done by the Hurricanes, and apparently they got into a battle, and they're in bad shape somewhere on the island.
They got here 3 days ago.
Oh, hello.
And their half giant is missing for some reason.
Oh, wait,
Aw.
we found them? We found the guys?
Spying with scrying, but not
Yeah,
actually found.
Yeah, we're not at them yet, but Morg was able to spy on them.
And they were in bad shape. They were hiding.
How
We
far
don't
away
know.
are they?
They're in a cliff somewhere, in a cliff hole.
I'm gonna continue work on my survival to keep trail on them.
So, a small group of huddled ghostly figures approach the party. Some are in rags, others are dressed in red and black battle leathers. There's a stooped man in a breechcloth. He steps hesitantly forward from the group of people. He holds out a small bowl cut from a gourd. The others watch expectantly, looking up at you. He extends the bowl. What do you do?
Religion check.
I will go up to him.
Religion? You mean you're checking their religion?
I'm doing a religion check on them.
They have the look of war refugees, but their clothing is antiquated, like they're from another time.
Could I-
I'm
if I were
going to
use
go
my
ahead
performance-
I
and
will attempt to stop anyone who tries to go over to them.
Ninja, if I could make
you're
my
gonna try and
performance.
stop me?
Yes.
What?
If I could
I'd
do
like to give them
performance
some
application,
food.
Could I
Yeah,
make?
that's what I want to do is give them some food. I want to share
I
break
would
bread.
like to do that as well. I need to check something first.
What? So first, okay, hold on. I'm
Check.
gonna do that. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Can I use performance or creation to make food, Ninja?
Sure.
I think he wants to do like some kind of inspection.
I did a religion check of 16 on them.
Ah.
What's their religion?
These are dead men. They've been long dead. These are just
But a long time ago, yeah.
ghostly
They're
after
undead.
images.
They're undead and you want to feed them.
Like apparitions?
No.
Yeah,
they're
these
ghosts.
these are
That's
cl-
different.
clearly ghosts, but they seem to think that they're live refugees and they're asking for a handout.
Let's not waste any food. Performance or creation. A loaf of bread.
All right.
There you go.
Did they? Did
I'm gonna
they?
share some of what I got too.
From an ancient time, huh? Like, how far away in time are we talking about?
Yeah, it could be a very long
Making
time.
Magical
They
food.
touch the bread and then they just
I
hear
will
like
ask
this.
them what.
You've never seen the kind of clothing that they wear ever.
I'm gonna give them some of my
I
real
have a question.
trail rations.
All right.
Before the stuff I create is
Marking
real
it
for
off.
an hour.
Oh, wait. What? When was? What is? All right. Do you know what a sorcerer king is?
Who are you talking to?
To the
ghost.
ghost.
The ghost.
Oh.
All right. So when you offer bread to the phantoms, they're going to say, "Did we win? Did Merrick lead us to victory? Did the battle ever come?" And then he fades away into nothing.
Merrick.
So we couldn't even answer.
Merrick.
You said there were multiple ghosts. Did all of them evaporate?
Yeah, they all evaporate. At one moment, there was a bunch of refugees begging for a handout. They asked if they won the war, if the battle ever even came, and then they just fade away.
That was very bizarre. Can we continue on to our goal?
Sure. All right, you move on.
Ooh, but Merrick.
Merrick
They
win?
spoke.
Extremely
They spoke
disappointed
about
by the
Merrick.
summary of the event.
What's that, Taro?
I said I'm very disappointed by this series of events. Who's Merrick anyway?
Yeah, who is Merrick? You don't know.
Yeah.
I
Freaking history check.
I'm walking away real quick, but I'll come right back.
Okay.
Well, I have no freaking clue.
Yeah, the DC was incredibly high on that too. All right. You
Anyone
see.
with, anyone with good history?
Oh, I
Yeah.
have to. You roll for me. Got a +4 history.
Plus
I
4.
mean, they're on an island, and assumably from a very long time ago.
Yeah, you'd need a real historian. +4 is not going to cut it.
All right. 12 is
Wait,
not good.
history?
I thought maybe with the clothing too, but yeah. Well, we keep on going, I guess.
You travel further. Eventually, you've traveled about as far as you would for a full day, and it's about time to make camp. Do you guys want to force march to try to catch up to the Urikites, or are you going to make camp as normal?
I like forced march.
Me too.
All right. You continue traveling through the night. The night is going to be real spooky. There's sort of a
Force.
crescent moon, casting a lot of twisted shadows across the landscape. At one point, you think you spot something. It seems there are two tall men in red and black, mismatched leather armor, and they're swinging at one another with poles. At first, they seem to be fighting, but you soon realize that they seem to be in some form of ritualized training.
Is this a spell or is this place genuinely cursed? Anyone know?
So it seems like whatever happened to this place happened long, long ago.
It seems like we're seeing images from the past or these
Okay,
ghosts.
But Korganard would have known about
I'm gonna
this.
try to interact with them this time.
Yeah. You approach the spirits. What do you say? You say greetings. They don't respond to you. They continue training.
I tell them I have Taurus great
Where are
hunting.
you
If they're
training
training,
from?
I'm in.
I asked them, "Who is Merrick?"
Ooh. You'll notice very quickly that within moments of standing close to the two beings, you take 6 points of cold damage. It's very frosty over here.
Okay. I take that, but do they respond? Who and where is Merrick?
They don't respond. They continue training.
Where can we find Merrick?
Says they continue to fight despite any distractions.
How goes the war?
No response. It's as if they don't even hear you.
Can we ignore them, or are we gonna force the interact with you guys? What do you think?
Well, one thing
Okay,
that
wind elemental, make them stop doing that.
okay. But I want to get a. I don't know. Can I write down? I can't really write anything down. Just trying to notice badges of arms, coats of arms. Looking for.
You feel like the red and black is a uniform.
I mean, I get that, but there's no like battle standard. I'll look for it for the future. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Okay, moving on.
All right.
Do you guys want some bread?
They don't want any bread. We tried this.
The air elemental will take cold damage from them, 4 points, when he tries to interact with them.
Does he succeed
No,
in interacting with them?
he does not. He takes
What
cold
do I-
damage when he tries.
What do they say when I say I'm Taurus?
Basically, it's like you guys are trying to interact with a very, very cold illusion.
Let us leave this cursed place.
Yeah, so I'm gonna force sit on the flying carpet.
I have one more trick. I'm just gonna grab my holy sword and just try to act well. Hey, do you have any kind of holy magics? Anyone?
Kreus can turn undead.
I mean, there's two clerics.
Alright, yeah, try that.
No, there's a cleric. I mean, do you, Chris?
Turn undead, please.
Why? They're not doing anything.
Why?
Good job. I'm with you, actually.
They are the story of this island. Why disturb that?
I think you're a bit racist here, Tara.
All right.
I will leave them at peace.
Let's be on.
If they are not here, they're gonna fall into the gray, where there's nothing to see.
Let's see. What level do you have to be to turn a CR3 monster? That's the question.
I suppose,
Can't do that.
for my sake, if I had to choose between absolute nothingness and training for battle, I would take the latter.
Yeah.
All right. Continuing on, right?
Let them warn the fools that comes on this island.
All right. The road opens up into a wide field dotted with scrub. At the far end of the field, several weathered poles and a heap of bleached boards mark the site where a dais once stood. The air is filled with glinting light like the sun flashing off helms and spears. A raucous cheer echoes across the field. The steady chanting builds, and then, as quickly as it came, the lights wink out and all the sound is gone. There seem to be 2 short columns of men in rotted black and red leather armor that shamble across the field towards you.
Can I make some kind of like wisdom saving throw to see that I'm not like hallucinating or something?
Sure, roll it.
Okay, roll it with a +8.
You have
Modifier.
advantage on your wisdom saving throws. What, +8?
Yeah.
I'll roll it twice for you. You get a 22.
Oh, nice.
Taro.
You correctly identify that these are actual hungry zombies, 10 of them, coming right at you.
These are
Oh.
new illusions.
Oh, well, that changes what I was going to do. Okay. They don't seem to have intelligence in their eyes. I was going to hail them and look for Merrick, but if they want to eat brains, I'm going to let them.
You're gonna let them eat brains?
No. I'm gonna let them go do them. We'll just move on.
What you said.
We can skip them.
Oh, that's a bad move. All right, the undead form into ranks, and they all hurl spears at the party. They target whoever looks like a caster in the least amount of armor. All right,
Oh,
who's that going to be? That's probably
Not me.
Taro, right? I think they're all going to
Taro, what's
target Taro.
That's not freaking good.
I was probably closest. I'll take the first shot.
You want to take some of the shots? All right, I'll let you
Yeah.
intercept. So we're going to say that 3 spears fly at Taro, and each one of these is going to have +4 on it. Zombies aren't that powerful.
Sarah, what's your AC?
A couple of them have 17s to hit.
I'm gonna throw a fireball.
12.
Oh, you got hit by 2 spears? That's going to hurt.
On me?
No, we're doing Taro first.
No, I wasn't.
Oh,
What was
okay,
the
Claire.
actual- What was the rolls on those?
17 and 17.
Oh, well, then I guess I am hit then.
Okay.
What's that AC?
You take 13 damage from 2 spears.
Taro, you did have the Eros feast, so
mean
you have
13 from both.
It was totaled, yeah. 13. Let's say like 6 and 7.
you did have the Eros feast, so you have 2d10 additional hit points.
The 2 undead spears fly through the air and lodge into Taro's torso.
And Orin, it looks like everything thrown at you missed.
I'll shoot them a fireball, ninja.
All right. Fireball kills all the zombies. Kaboom! And a huge explosion. Their bodies are thrown across the battlefield, and they lay motionless and smoldering after.
When Taro gets hit, I'm gonna try to protect him from now on. Like I'm gonna try to meat shield for Taro. Make sure he's good.
They all get wholly decapitated.
Mm.
Yeah, they're pretty much gone.
I don't care. They're all getting wholly decapitated with a holy sword.
Oh, okay.
Morg, I'm going to say your insight is good enough that you noticed that was training. Those zombies had been trained to attack what they interpreted as a spellcaster.
I think the
I like the idea of coding a zombie.
Hello? You guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Guys, I'm pretty sure that the Urukites, the Defiler, may have set up some undead traps for us. Might want to be wary of additional.
No,
Continue.
I think that these were
Hey, was
to
the-
fight the Defiler.
Well, either way,
So
expect
hang on.
them.
Was the defiler of their party with them?
Yeah, he was the one that I was scrying on.
Everyone was there of the Urukites except for the half-giant.
But I'm thinking that whoever Merrick was led a campaign against the Defiler, perhaps.
Well, the person you're looking for was a preserver, actually.
She wasn't there.
When we're
Yeah,
continuing,
yeah.
we're still following foot tracks, right, of the Urkite party?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay. After 3 days, there's still foot tracks. That's pretty impressive.
Well, hold on. But she's not there?
She
Yeah,
wasn't with the
that's-
Urukites, no.
That's what I was gonna ask. I was like, we originally when we were at that campsite, her footprints were in it, right?
She arrived on the island, but wherever they're at now, she's not with them.
Yeah, but what I was gonna ask right now, the footprints that we're still tracking on this way, are they still?
They include
she's
her still, yeah.
Okay.
So you haven't gotten to the spot where they split off.
Okay. We did make our haste.
Well, you just destroyed a bunch more zombies. Let me go to the next step here.
Perhaps we should make camp here. Is this the right place to make camp then from our forced march?
No, probably not. A forced march would get you further than that.
Okay.
All right. So after you get past the zombie
See any kind of
soldiers,
shelter anywhere?
it does look like there's a building up ahead. If you want to keep
I-
moving towards it.
But before we get past the zombies, I
Oh
would
no,
like
I'm
to-
not falling for that. Arcane eyeball.
All right. You send your arcane eyeball forward, and it spots a lookout tower. The path winds up the steep slopes of the dormant volcano and levels off at the crown, the crater of Morgazh.
Before we do all that, I did want to check through the zombies. I know that they've been blasted apart by a fireball, but while Taro is decapitating them, I do want to make sure that there's no clues or, I mean, probably not treasure, but looking for clues and things. So that's going to be an investigate, I'm assuming.
And this is just while you're traveling.
But before we left the zombies,
All right. You want to investigate the zombies. That's fair. All right. Give me a roll.
here it comes. So I'm more looking for like badges and oh dang, okay, well 27.
Yeah.
Um,
You'll find that each of the 10 zombies was provided with 3 military issue spears of good quality. They have an obsidian head.
What? Oh, the spears. I thought you said that their freaking heads were made of obsidian.
no. Okay. I'll take a couple of spears, but otherwise that's all I'll do with this.
These all appear to be soldier rank.
Right.
No officers.
Right. Okay. Okay, that's all. Thank you.
All right. So you're scrying on a lookout tower.
Well, hold on. Were these guys? Can we tell if they were freshly spawned or if they were like they've been existing? They've been rotting for a long time.
They looked pretty old.
Probably like hundreds or maybe thousands of years.
Yeah, super old zombies. All right, because you scried on the lookout tower, I'm going to tell you before you are surprised by it, there is a creature there.
I was gonna say old zombies in comparison to young zombies.
Well, specifically, did the Urukites spawn them or were they already spawned?
You said it out loud, right?
That's-
It would
that's-
seem to me that this is far more long dead than the Urukites could have possibly been here before they were ever born.
All right, so sitting down within the crater of the lookout tower, there is actually a creature, and you have to look at it. You have to look at it for a bit before it moves so you can notice it. What appears to be a collapsed building at first is in fact an enormous creature, an undead rock. It seems to be a zombie rock, which is just like an eagle that is size huge.
If it's like a zombie rock, can I just cast a spell magic on it?
It is a 15 by 15 creature. I don't think to spell magic makes undead not undead anymore.
Now you say,
He thought you meant like an undead boulder.
okay, but Yeah. Okay.
It's ROC, rock. It's the
Right,
name of
that
the
guy.
name of the animal.
Gotcha now. Okay.
But
One of the legendary birds.
it's got a saddle. It's got a saddle, and there's a zombie in the saddle. And this zombie isn't dressed exactly like the others. He's wearing the red and black, but he's got some insignias, and he's got a special helmet.
That must be their commander.
He also has a satchel that seems like it contains something.
Can I sneak up to? Okay, so hold on. Do I see? I don't see any of that.
Now,
That's
you,
only through Taro's eyes, right?
he is scrying on the building that you're seeing in the distance. So he can tell you what he sees.
Well, that's gonna be Taro's to say.
Assume that if I see something, I accurately represent it to the party. I don't arbitrarily hide things.
Okay,
Well,
so
no,
he's
but-
telling you all
but
about it.
just Role play it.
All right. Well, I assume in the absence of me doing so.
Okay. So then I would like
I'm
to.
a
That sounds interesting. I think I should like to sneak up closer to it and possibly catch it unawares and see if there is a way that we can communicate.
You
Hmm.
want me to help you sneak? Let me sneak with you?
So far, the undead here have been a mixed bag. You can communicate with some of them. Are you going to try to approach this one and talk to it?
Hang on,
All
let me
right,
try
Taurus,
something.
but let me go first, please.
Wait. Let me establish communications first.
No, you're gonna lose our
Oh.
element of surprise. We get in position first.
All right, get in position first, and hopefully that'll go fine.
Cool.
All right. I'm going to roll up with and sneak up there to the lookout tower. By the way, what's
gotta go.
just for my own mental imagery? This is still nighttime, am I right?
You were doing a force march. It's probably morning by now. It took a while to get to the lookout tower from the parade grounds where you fought the zombies.
You
Okay, so
proud.
24 is my stealth.
All
I
right.
want to get up to behind the large eagle creature.
Yep. The rock is
Hold on, Ninja.
on the ground, curled up in a resting position.
I'm gonna be going behind him in a distance. So I'm gonna try to sneak inside behind him.
Let's see if you can match his 24 stealth. 16.
If I'm being too loud,
Good thing zombies don't have great wisdom.
being too loud.
So you both sneak up. What are you going to do when you get close?
I'm going to mentally communicate to Taro that yes, we are in position.
Are we
And, I'll,
looking
and I'm gonna activate my ring of jumping in case I want to do a jumping attack at it.
Rogan, have we been looting things as we go, or have we?
If it becomes
Nah,
aggressive-
nobody. Ghosts can't be looted. The zombie soldiers only had spears, so not a whole lot of looting has been happening.
If he becomes aggressive and starts charging towards Taro or something, I'm gonna jump at him and try to ride the rock
Yeah, ready to action to jump onto the rock. There we go.
and start swinging at the zombie.
So how do you want to start it out? Who's taking the surprise action?
No.
No, Taro is.
Taro is gonna make initial contact.
Yeah.
If
All right.
it goes south, we're gonna jump on him.
So ready to action. If aggressive action gets taken, we both jump on top of the rock, try to ride it, and wrestle the leader.
The zomboid.
So what do you say,
Taro, you're
Taro?
up. I think we lost Taro.
Internet? Oh, no, you back.
Alright, man.
What do you say to the zombie rock rider?
Rock Rider.
Sorry, I keep losing my train of thought. Dang it, I keep dividing my attention. Hello.
He makes a loud banging noise in his head.
All right, I'm going to help out here. I'm going to say, from my position of secrecy, it might give away my position, but I don't care. Do you hold on?
You have a good enough.
Do you serve Merrick? I say that out loud.
Okay. When the zombie rock rider becomes aware of you, the rock is going to rear up and let out a raspy screech. And the zombie is going to draw his sword.
Jump on.
We rocked up.
Alright.
We're both jumping on.
So Taurus jumps on the rock, and you jump in, and what do you do?
Let's start. I do my attack.
Alright.
I'm
jump
trying
like that.
to grab the satchel, grab whatever, get on the back of the rock with the zombie.
The rock has like 65 hit points, which is, roughly 2 whacks from Taurus, so he can beat the rock pretty handily. And the zombie, he's got about 30 hit points, so he'll put up a struggle for a couple turns, but he's not that hard to defeat either, so we can narrate through that part as well.
Okay. I'd like to. There's a struggle that happens between me and the zombie lieutenant here. I grab for the satchel with one, and I have a real dagger in the other. He parries with his sword, and we struggle back and forth to and fro. Taurus lands on the rock, and you can
Kill
narrate
the
that.
rock. You get the.
There's a shattering of bone.
Little one. You get the little one.
Okay. Well, with the slice, I slice through the satchel.
Here, birdie.
Belt that hit the strap, and then punch through his rib cage and uppercut through.
Wow. Finish him!
Yeah.
And Taurus, you'll find that the rock is more resilient than you expect. He's actually resistant to blunt weapons and can only be hit by +1 or better weapons. So you have to resort to your magic hammer, and even when you use that, it's still like doing less damage than it should.
Oh, the
What about
second,
Nike damage?
if
We don't have
I
high
hit the
wisdom, right?
first time and he just kind of shrugs it off, I'll swap over to the spear.
And then he's also resistant to piercing weapons, and it doesn't seem any better.
Oh,
Ninja, what
That's
about psychic
crazy.
damage? Don't they have low wisdom?
Psychic damage, I think, would work fine.
In 5th edition, undead are still.
you want me to do my roll to hits real quick?
No, wait, here. It says he's immune to psionics, too, so no psychic
Ooh,
damage.
Undead here are still immune to critical hits, right? As the attack
Not necessarily.
Oh. Well, then I'll just decapitate him in my my first strike. Then.
Well, my first attack was a 4 with the +12, so 16 to hit.
All right. It takes a couple turns, but you eventually defeat these creatures.
Does the rock take off with me on his back?
Now, that's an interesting question. The rock, because it's a zombie and a lot of its feathers have fallen out, it is unable to fly.
Oh, well, that helps. Okay.
So it hops and it flaps its wings, but it never gets off the ground.
Got it.
I had to go for a bit. What actually happened?
There was a lookout tower that had a zombie rock rider in it, and he was just defeated, and his rock was defeated, and you got a satchel off him.
Diplomacy him?
They could not be diplomacied with. Is that a word?
Diplomatic.
Yeah, we tried to be diplomatic, but it didn't go through.
He's a zombie. You know how zombies are. They just attack when they notice you. But the satchel contains orders of some kind. Now,
I wish I could read.
most of you cannot read, but Trenbull, being a merchant, can. So he says,
Oh,
"Give it
Trenbull's
here. I
yeah.
can read it."
You didn't never say that.
There it goes.
I would have had him try to teach me how to read.
All right. Well, I didn't know you needed to learn. I could help you. You looking to be a merchant?
No, I want to be a scholar.
Oh, wow. Half giant scholar. I've never heard of that.
That That sounds pretty cool. I think I'd like to try to do that too. I want to sit for story time and learn how to read.
All right.
So-
Well, Treadbull will say, well,
I
look
know,
here.
over his shoulder.
Look here, these symbols here, each one of these corresponds with a sound. So if you look, this one is ha, this one is man, and this one is nu. So hamanu, hamanu. In this next part, it says, tomorrow we will begin the assault on Akarakul. By sun ascending, I will control the largest deposits of obsidian on Athos. By morning, the red and black will fly over Akarakul, and Hakar's head will adorn the battlements of my new home. Glad tidings, signed Merrick.
What is a Karakul?
Whoa.
Anyone know what that is? Anyone?
So Akarakul is your destination. You were headed towards an ancient preserver fortress known as Akarakul.
So, how old is Hamanu? I mean,
He's immortal. He's been alive for thousands of years.
We
So
gotta get a
Merrick-
picture of him from high school.
Merrick was working with Hamanu.
Yep, he was a Templar of Hamanu, according to this. So at
Is it
some
the red
point
and
in
black?
Yeah.
The colors of Hamanu, like that's the Templar colors.
they
Or
are not
did that
his
change?
they are not his current his current colors are white and gold, I think. Maybe purple,
Okay.
but definitely more white. Like their outfits are like white, like very priestly kind of looking robes.
But
What
still,
we're seeing right
Merrick.
now is like old school.
Yeah, at some
Hamanu.
point, hundreds or maybe 1,000 years ago, Hamanu waged war against the fortress, and he sent
so maybe it
his.
was always a preserver. How long have the Sorcerer Kings been around? How long was it since the great destruction in Athos? I mean, nobody knows that, or
It's not known by many, but they've been around since before the world was destroyed.
wow. Okay.
Nibide mentioned that kind of stuff. He had that observer thing in his study. He can look at like events and stuff and histories.
Wow.
Clock thing, right? With all the planets moving around.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah.
His orrery.
Orrery. Yes, you beat me to it.
I wanted to learn how to use it.
Okay.
Yeah,
So now.
So, I wonder what Omanu was expecting us to find here, since he's been battled.
He was
with this
expecting
place
us to get
before.
here.
Oh, this stuff happened so long ago. I don't think Hamanu has any consideration of what you'd think of it.
No, but
He didn't know you then.
is it possible that the man he sent this way had maybe a side mission, or we're here to retrieve something?
They're
too?
doing some kind of cover up.
Yeah.
Is it,
Okay,
is
my
it
Wi-Fi
possible
died.
that the
What happened?
preservers also live a really long time, or are we expecting that the preserver of the fortress is dead?
There's
It's
no
the
indication that preservers have immortality. Sadira certainly has never said she's immortal.
Right. So my
Hello.
hello.
Yeah,
Okay, it does work.
it does.
Okay.
There you go.
So my understanding is that Hamanu, the Urakites are going to find. Look, you said that, and you tried upon them that they were doing badly. They were faring badly. I see no such evidence that that will continue. They seem to have reinforcements here. Once they figure out that they're of the same master, they could find themselves to be reinforced by all these undead, and that is a concern to me.
Yeah. Are we almost done at the end of our force march?
Take a long rest here.
This is a good camp spot. You've cleared out the zombies that were
Big
here.
ship,
If-
though.
It's got some walls around it. You're down in a crater where you're not real
Oh, yeah.
visible.
Yeah, the lookout tower.
Do I still have another level 5 spell slot?
You cast 2 lightning things.
Good. I'm gonna make a new feast for everyone, so you can re-roll your 2d10s.
That's gonna last through sleep.
What's that?
Reroll
Yeah,
those.
we'll wake up.
What
And
the feast?
Maybe it's a
already-
breakfast.
Yeah.
We've already taken a long rest since the time I used the lightning bolts.
Okay, so you had those back then?
Yeah, the feast is done before we sleep. That way, I can recuperate my spell slot.
Good
But it
choice. I can
lasts,
like keep my old 2d10.
Oh, it's like a
levels.
dinner.
yeah, it's a dinner, but it lasts us 24 hours.
For this day, I used a spell slot for the spike growth and a level 5 spell slot for the scrying earlier. If I still have another 5th level spell slot, I'll use scrying again before we camp.
Well, that's a lot better. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, brother.
Can you hear me right now?
Yes.
Oh,
My computer Wi-Fi is dumb, so I'm talking like this. What happened?
I'm
We're,
seeing.
okay,
we're about to die.
Camp.
No. Okay. So we assaulted the lookout tower, which you will find on the map of Morgazh over here is number 4. So that is currently where we are. Probably one of the tallest mountains
It's-
in Morgazh.
It's Morgazh and not Morgasm.
Morg's ass. Morgaz.
Okay.
Morg's ass?
So anyway, there was a.
Okay, wait, stop.
Stop.
Just,
It's funny because in the book it's spelled like 3 different ways.
just. Okay, we're here. You're at tower. We found a bit of writing about Harmanu. What was it?
Yes, it's revealed that
so
the undead
in
army
the
was
sec-
Hamanu's men.
Yes, Merrick
Right.
was a Templar from ages and ages ago, a Templar of Hamanu, and he was raising this undead army at his behest to try and assault the Preserver.
They weren't undead at the
Fort
time,
Road.
dude.
No,
So we.
no. Okay, true. That makes
They're
sense.
undead
Yeah.
now.
And
Okay.
I was like, oh, I get it. They
True, that makes sense.
died.
Okay, yeah, you're right. But anyway, point is that these people were going to assault. These soldiers were assaulting this fortress.
Now,
on
think
the
back
south side of the
to
island.
think back to the refugees. A key point of information is they asked you, did we win? Did Merrick lead us to victory? Did the battle ever come? He doesn't know if there was ever even a battle. And that's the weird mystery
They
here.
died before they even made it there.
That is true. That
They died of
is
starvation, probably, considering
I
the
think that Merrick
bull.
is against Hamanu.
but Merrick was Hamanu's Templar. How would that make sense?
I think he was a traitor.
secret agent.
I think he turned
Hey,
his
yeah,
back
we
on
got some
Hamanu.
wild accusations
Oh,
here.
it could
Money-
make
I bet you- I
sense.
bet you top of the right. But you want ceramic piece there.
It could
An
make
interesting
sense.
idea.
It's possible if there was a ceremony and Omanu, instead of having them battle, just sacrifices all the lives. So we could actually create those.
Like the
Those
tapestry
balls.
said. Yes.
Oh. Well, he became a sorcerer king here. That's crazy.
Or you increase his powers there.
Right.
What is up with all these people just choosing to kill everyone they love? It's like,
You know, we've seen all these spheres in his house, in his room.
It's kind of like Berserk. Did you ever watch that, Sia?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
And there's plenty of obsidian here, so to do the ritual would be easy to accomplish.
Quite possible.
That is interesting. I had not considered that, Taurus.
We might want to take a look at if there are ceremonial areas or maybe a temple that could have been used. Something maybe a little similar to what we've seen in Tyr when the Sorcerer King over there tried to take the life of everybody.
Oh, wow. Dude, way back in the day. Metallic. Oh, man.
Well, we are making camp, and so
Ninja, can I
Come on,
look the
first
battlefield?
watch.
I asked if I have a second 5th level spell slot. Do I have any more left?
I think you just cast the 1 spell today then. If you didn't do the 2 lightning bolts today, if those were the previous day.
I am
Yeah.
looting the battlefield. Corpses be mine.
I believe at my current level I should have another 5th level spell slot. If I do, then I'll use scrying again to see if they still look injured or if they've been resting where they were.
It seems as if they're still camped out where they were. They've been patching themselves up and casting healing spells and eating and stuff.
But we have to recuperate.
It seems like
ourselves.
they're making plans or something. They're
I'll take third watch.
talking to each other about what they're going to do, how they're going to get around this situation and accomplish their mission still.
Okay, I let the party know that hey guys, they're licking their wounds, but they're still where they're at in the cliff hole face. So ground, but yeah, when we find them, they're likely not going to be super weak anymore. Although they are still missing their half giant.
Well, tomorrow, would it be possible for Omen and Ringside and Heron to maybe look at it far so we can potentially surprise them? We don't want to come in and then surprise us, but it would be nice if we could actually find them first and ambush them.
I would agree. I should like to have my role as scout, and I predict that that far mountain over there to the south might be where they, if they're preparing anything, then that would be where they do their preparations. The last mountain before the, before Alo, what's it? How does it say? Say it again.
Akarakel.
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 It's Akarakel, but it's supposed to be pronounced Akarikul.
Akarikul.
Akarakel.
Akarikul.
Akarakel.
But before we kill them, we should make sure to try to understand what their mission was.
I wish I had more to say from these orders. Well, I wish, Tremble had more to say, I should say, from these orders. But,
Are we taking prisoners?
I mean, their mission was the same as ours.
Oh,
Right?
wow.
Find the source of the disruption to the psionics and then fix it so that Hamarnu and his men were okay.
Well, maybe they have an ulterior mission. Who knows?
Yeah, but I doubt they
Tell them,
Okay,
don't
hold on.
don't kill my girl.
We need to understand how this could possibly... No, let us discuss this now. In any way, how do you suppose that we could, one, assuming we could subdue the Urukites, or any of the Urukites, any one of them, that we could maintain that subdual, maintain them in chains, all the way back to Uruk?
Well, why would we bring them all the way back to Urk?
Thank you.
Because assuming if we did, and let's say we kill some of them, and we bring back the remainder,
Because they'll be happy with that. Oh,
yeah,
pardon.
I'm not going to be happy with that, so why
No.
would we even do that?
Pardon. Sorry, we killed your friends and cohort. The rest of them, we just kept you alive. And for what? As a bargaining chip for Hamanu? Hamanu cares not for his underlings, as we see.
Wait, what?
I don't think Hamanu cares one tit or tittle for the lives of his... Even if they are his favored few. I just don't.
I could reach out into the cosmos and double check.
What?
I'm so confused.
You're gonna
I was saying-
check the cosmos if Hamanu actually cares about his men?
I was saying it sarcastically.
Oh. Okay.
I was gonna say, don't hurt my girl. Got some babies to make.
No promises.
She's not even there. We promise we won't hurt someone who's not there. It's fine.
Well, then that's good.
But or where were you going with this?
I was just trying to allow myself to be convinced how you could possibly think that we could go ahead and bring captive Urukites back to Hamanu. Like, for what purpose? Also,
No, we're not doing that.
No.
We're gonna question them before we finish them.
We're gonna teleport them to Tyr.
What?
You just wanted to question them what their motive was, right? Their possible ulterior motives.
When we
We've
go back to
questioned them
Tyr-
already. Any useful answers have already been obtained.
And are you gonna teleport them to Tyr, Taurus?
I said when we teleport back to Tyr with you,
Do
can't
you
we
think
bring
I can
more
teleport a
people?
village?
No. How many
Taurus.
can you teleport?
Taurus,
Not enough.
you may be a great hunter, but I feel that your abilities as a soldier have been diminished by what's between your legs. Please.
If you had anything between your legs, then yours would be too.
No, this is gonna be good.
Oh.
I can't wait for the payoff here.
High five. High five. Yeah.
At least I got something between my legs.
Okay, so you guys took a rest in the tower. The next day, you set out and you're traveling. There's some stuff in the morning when you break camp. Marcus is going to take a drink of water, and some of it spills on the ground. And he reports that he hears what sounds like a huge crowd of men cheering. But then he says the sound faded into the rushing wind. And then, while traveling later, Trenbull, he's shaving his face with a straight razor when you stop for a rest during like the 4th or 5th hour of the day. And he's kind of walking and shaving at the same time, and he trips over a rock and cuts himself, and some of his blood hits the ground. And a ghost appears and says, "What happened? For a year we prepared for this battle, and in the dark of night our lives are stolen?" And then he just evaporates.
Oh, yeah.
No,
You
we
know
got
what?
it. We called it.
You did. You called it.
I'm sensing shenanigans.
Yes.
Okay, so Marcus says, "That was weird. I think I'm hearing things again." And nobody else heard it. And Trenbull, he says, "I saw something. I saw somebody who said these things when my blood touched the ground." And Marcus says, I had heard something when I spilled water on the ground. Maybe it's related."
But
The
wait, you
screaming-
hold on.
Was it screaming or like cheering?
Hold.
I'm gonna pull out my thing and I'm gonna start peeing on the ground. What do I hear?
It sounded like a huge crowd of men cheering for Marcus.
For Taurus? No, but wait.
Marcus.
For Taurus now?
Hey, P doesn't count. Sorry.
Oh.
All right, what about the other fluid?
You want him to be proud. Oh my god. Taurus. Did you do that right in front of us? He just did that right in front of
I'm just
us.
kidding. I'm just kidding.
Yes, he had giant diarrhea.
No, that's not what. Never mind.
No, I would
moving
actually
on.
like to. I would like to experience this. I will pull out. I have a blade, I believe. My Cyclops. What you call it?
I am so scared about how this sentence is gonna finish.
Hold on.
I'm terrified.
1 second. I don't know why that's.
Your sky will.
I'm gonna pull out my the war pick, and I'm just gonna prick my finger on it. Can I take some like non-lethal attack on myself?
Okay.
Like just
You're just gonna drop a tiny bit of
yeah, I
blood.
just want to prick my finger with it. I'll just take a couple of hit points off of there.
A single drop of your blood touches the soil, and within moments, an apparition appears. It seems to be a young apprentice. He can't be more than maybe 14 years old. And he seems to be running in the other direction, and he says, "I have to fetch coals from me master. I think we will soon finish the blade that Merrick has had. The blade to take the wizard's head, but I must fetch the coals."
Me and Taurus.
All right, I immediately I prick my finger again. This time a little deeper, so I can get like a pool of a little pool of blood. Like I just want to like slip my finger a little bit, like
Chug,
I'm gonna
chug,
just-
chug, chug.
Like,
You
giving
know.
me more, giving me more.
Yeah, a little more.
I want to say that like these are somewhat location based, and if you repeat the process in the same location, you'll either get a exact copy of what just happened or nothing at all.
Oh,
So we gotta go. Torch.
So more blood doesn't mean more.
no, you have to spread the blood somewhere else. So you might see something that happened in those different areas.
Well, take a little bit of water in this area and try to see if I get a different reaction with water. instead of blood.
The water works, but again, you'll just see the apprentice of the blacksmith running to get coals.
Which way was he running? And I'll go off in that direction.
Trying to
and,
figure out what I can do.
He's running towards the lookout tower.
I'll just make sure my my little grip of blood doesn't dab over or anything. I'll just, squeeze it every so often and just try to get a drop and just see if I get anything new.
Is the
That's
lookout
okay.
tower in the opposite direction now of where the Urkites on the cliff face is?
You feel like they're probably at the end of your journey somewhere.
Okay.
The kind of mountain they were on, that sort of plateau, it wasn't pointy like these mountains. It's got to be like that low plateau off in the distance.
And are we still following the footsteps?
We're on
Yeah.
the road, right?
There was still a trail. Occasionally, they had a campsite along this road.
But we're,
Okay.
we're on
You
the road,
scout.
right?
Yeah, you are on the road almost to 5.
Make sure you scout.
Okay,
I had a
so
20. I had a 27 survival on to follow the trails.
Well, any scouting or looking ahead will show you that there appears to be a forge up ahead at the crest of a chalky hill.
oh, a chalky hill. That's an interesting image.
Can we get that arcane eye again?
You said a forge, and they were talking about a sword, huh?
23 is my my stealth.
Well, thank. Can we get an arcane eye again? Mr. Pharaoh?
How far away does the Arcane Eye scout?
Like half a mile.
Oh, okay, that's pretty far.
So, there's a wide open plains before you. From here, you can see the wide contour of a crumbling earthen rampart sweeping across your field of vision in an arc on the smoking land below. Miles further, you can see the walls of a Karakul split wide from their height to the foundation, as if the earth itself had decided to break open the fort's proud gates.
So did they make it or did they not? Or did some of his army die and then the others actually made it here?
You see the remnants of a small clay shed, only the foundation of the building remains, standing next to a huge black anvil. A dark, amorphous, vaguely human form hammers silently on a large sword. Its glowing red eyes are fueled by intense red glow of an unseen forge and illuminate the dirt brick around it.
You know,
It
want
was
to fight
like
it?
a ghost hammering on the thing.
Yes.
But this shed, the walls are all gone, and this ghost is on the foundation, this clay foundation.
The building's been
Hammering.
flattened, but he remains there, the ghostly form of
Just
the
hammering nothing.
the blacksmith.
Ghostly?
No, he's actually hammering a sword. There is an anvil and a very large, very fancy sword on it.
But it's all ghostly.
And he's
Is it
continu-
a
the
physical sword or is it a ghostly sword?
the sword looks real, but the ghost is
Oh.
pretending to work on it as he always has.
So that must be
hold
the
on.
sword that cut the head of that wizard. But didn't they say that they needed to bring some coal? Maybe you want to bring some coal to that ghost.
I will approach the ghost, and I am.
Do we see any coal in the area?
You haven't
No,
seen any
I-
coal now.
Can I do a perception check?
So while that's happening, I tell my friends, I approach closer. I see a
31.
sword on an anvil here, and a ghostly apparition working on it, but he seems to be making no impact. I approach.
With the 31, you think there probably was coal somewhere back in the mountains by 4.
By what?
4. Like a day ago.
Oh, and is there? Can I? Oh, about far away.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it.
Can you Can you tell me, like, just
You
for
don't
this
have any
large
idea.
sword?
It's a two-handed sword. An executioner's blade, designed for taking the head of somebody ceremonially.
Oh my god.
Is it still like unfinished? Like it has no handle and stuff? It's just the metal he's working on it?
No, it looks finished. It looks like he was just about to finish it.
I'd ask Grimoire to do a detect magic and make sure it's not cursed, because I don't wanna touch it.
Well, you haven't even necessarily gotten there yet. So
Yeah,
first of all,
I've
we've
already
got.
I've already picked up the blade. I'm sorry. That's what I would have done.
All right.
So I pick up the blade and
Well, okay, so Oren, you've got a problem because when you get close to the wraith, he emits a curse of rage, and you have to make a DC 14 Wisdom save. Otherwise, you become charmed.
oh, well, I have a bonus against that. All right, let's try that. What
You
is
got
my roll?
advantage on your wisdom check as well.
$24.
All right. All right. You feel momentary insanity creep up at the edges of your mind just from being close to the wraith. He continues to hammer furiously at the sword, but you snatch the sword away from the anvil. You have it. It's a heavy weapon, a big two-handed weapon. It's got writing down the side that you cannot read.
I will return my brethren and get away from this place as the wraith follow.
You run away with his sword, and he will turn and point his hammer at you. Hang on, let me grab the figurine here. I got.
Oh shit! You're gonna piss this guy off.
I really want to dispel magic something, be an elemental.
You should
Like I've been
have.
saving this spell and I've been waiting, but it's all undead. It's all undead.
You should have give it some coal.
Okay, so the wraith, he's gonna point his hammer at you as you run away with his sword, and he'll give you the
That
wail,
guy looks scary as fuck.
the wail of malediction.
Oh,
Maledict.
Just like last time, another DC 14 Wisdom save.
okay. I am concentrating on my headband. So
Oh yeah.
You are immune to being frightened.
No, this isn't fear. This is insanity.
You still has advantage on wisdom checks though.
Yeah, it's a curse, a
Nat
curse of
20.
rage. All right,
You got
you resist once again. All right, the wraith gives chase. He's following you back to the party.
Oh shit!
okay, so I'm running. Here we go. I'm gonna turn myself around.
Ninja, a little question. If we would have given him coal, it would have had done something different.
Yeah, who's to say? All right, so the wraith is chasing Oren. Oren's running with a big, heavy sword. He arrives at the party. Do you tell them you're being pursued?
Yes. Hello. I've got a sword. I've got this sword that I think Malik was going to use to behead the wizard, but I'm being chased by its blacksmith.
Steal the sword.
I look at the sword and I'm like, oh, it's so pretty.
Kill the abomination.
Okay, so I'm gonna use all my actions up to that point to just get away. I could easily outpace this guy if I really wanted to.
Stop. I'm gonna message spell the wraith.
What do you say in your message?
You stole stuff. I don't know how you stole something from this guy. We need it really badly. I'm sorry.
We're
Well-
literally going to go kill people with the weapon you made. Is that like a good thing? Hamanu's not here anymore.
Let's hear it.
Can we banish a wraith?
The
Interesting.
thing I wanted to tell the wraith was, we planned to use this sword to do what you intended.
Deception?
All right, I roll an insight against this. I roll a 1. I roll a crit fail on his insight. And he says,
Wow.
"Oh, strangely dressed soldier of Hamanu, quickly take the blade to our master to finish the deed." No wonder you took it so suddenly and ran so fast. I'm sorry, and I will return to my forge.
Oh no!
Oh,
Nice.
oh my God!
Confused.
Taro again with the random diplomacy of crazy, amazing impact. Yes.
I love it. I love it, Taro. I love it.
Wait, so this guy works for Harmanu?
They all
Yes.
do. They all do.
Yeah.
Oh, I critically misunderstood.
No, but the word choice you had, it was perfect, so it didn't matter.
It was so vague that he just assumed, like, oh, you're right.
Yeah. You were just so convincing, and he was so like, I really want to believe you, because then I can just not care.
Yeah, I
do,
don't want to fight the half giant, the 7 foot tall guy, the 2 spellcasters, the guy on a literal dragon, the guy who's burning and looking at me.
I'm gonna cast a detect magic on the sword.
It is a fancy sword. I got the stats for it here
Okay.
Is it magical?
somewhere.
Yes.
It has to be. It better be.
It is very magical.
While it's
I mean-
going away, can you tell me how to use its magical ability?
Well, it's got writing, and Trenbull can read it, and it has a lot of information in the writing on it.
Ninja, can I start looting the fortress grounds? Just try to find anything.
The area where the forge is decimated. Like, I can't emphasize enough how destroyed it is. There is only rubble here. The fact that the anvil survived is a testament to how tough an anvil is.
Is there possible there could be something under the rubble? Or?
There probably used to be some stuff here.
Any old iron bars?
It was probably picked over by treasure hunters at some point.
Can I roll an investigation still?
Surprised they did not take this sword.
Yeah, let's just not worry about it. There's like nothing listed as treasure here at all. Other than the sword, it's the only thing to be found.
Yeah, we're in
anything?
story time, guys, not treasure time.
You literally the same.
It's okay. It's okay. We can
Hey, guys.
we can do some
That
treasure
was-
time. So Trenbull says that what this writing says is that this is a ceremonial blade for the execution of Hakkar, enemy of Hamanu.
Par.
It's prime for enchantment. So.
Yes, it is a +1 weapon, and you could very easily finish the enchantment by applying a effect to it. So anybody capable of enchanting can make up the enchantment and turn this into a +1 weapon with X effect. But it might require some material components from a certain CR of creature with the proper element to apply the effect that you want, that sort of thing.
Who exactly was Haram or Haram? Or
Saying
how you
like-
say that?
Hamanu, he's the sorcerer king of Uruk.
What you're saying is like we have all these fire drake pieces, like fire drake teeth and fire drake blood and fire drake claws.
Right, you could apply some fire drake blood to make a steel bastard sword of flame or something along those lines.
Wait, stop.
Oh
before you-
no! You got his eye.
Wait.
Or a steel bastard sword of drake slaying, if you would like, things like that.
Okay, I can't say what I think Taurus just did.
Or you could maybe use that scale that Nimine give you and make it a sword that can slay sorcerer kings.
Hello?
But my scale's actually a magical weapon.
Taro?
Think his pants can take
Turns
anymore.
much
Calm
better.
down, creep.
What's up, Taro?
Who is it designed to kill?
Okay, so let me restate. You were sent to find a preserver wizard who lived in a fortress on this island. When you get here, you find that there is the undead remnants of an entire army that Hamanu sent here to kill the Preserver. Because the Preservers and the Defilers, like Hamanu, are at war with each other.
What's the preserver's name?
Hakar.
The sword was made to kill that preserver.
Yes, you know his name now. It's inscribed on the blade. Hakar. He was the ancient Preserver that ruled Akarakul.
Karakul,
How was
yes.
the blade supposed to do that?
Well,
By slicing his head off.
yes, execution. Decapitation.
The
I
names
would
of these
like-
cities.
I would like to have the blade, please.
Kill Hakar.
It's a heavy sword.
Is it like perfectly sized for a half giant?
He just
It's
got weak.
it's a pseudo two-handed sword. It can be two-handed. It is like you know how a long sword can be held two-handed and does more damage. This thing is like a two-handed sword that has versatile, that can be wielded in one hand if you like, but it's more suited to two hands.
Okay, all right.
But it does less damage in one hand.
Can I have the sword, please?
Why do you want the sword?
I have a plan.
What, killing the preserver?
No. Not necessarily, anyway.
Please don't tell me you're gonna try to trade it to Hamanu's men for some weird diplomacy thing.
Hold on. You guys said it was a pseudo two-handed weapon. It can be wielded as a two-handed, and then my headphones died. What?
Bastard Sword comes from 3rd edition. It's been phased out in 5th edition, but the way it used to work is it's like a two-handed sword that you can wield in one hand.
It's like a
They
longer
phased out
longsword.
bastard swords in 5th edition?
Yeah.
My gosh.
Yeah, they made it simpler because people were getting confused on what swords were.
Oh my god.
But it is exactly a halfway in between a like a long sword and a two-handed sword.
Well, let's stop wasting time on this piece of metal and let's go kill these hurricanes.
Between a claymore. It's between a claymore and a
Yeah.
longsword.
Yeah,
But
it's
Taro has an idea with it. I say let him have it, even if they won't tell us what the plan is. But I'm letting him have
Whoa.
the sword.
he's not
What-
proficient in that kind of weapon, but you can have it as like an item.
Sword? Wait, it's a sword?
A bastard sword.
You're not proficient in later weapon? What's the
It's a martial weapon.
Yeah.
Oh. You know who
Sure.
can wield it? A fighter.
You know who can wield it? Taurus can.
Taurus or Sia could both use it.
But why would you use it now when you have more powerful weapons than this?
Well, maybe it might have special properties.
Currently, it's
Never
only a
identified?
+1 weapon.
We know what it does.
I have a spear, and I have a hammer, and I got a war pick. I don't got a sword.
So
You really
Let's
want
keep-
to carry around a sword though that says it's meant to kill a preserver. And that
Yeah.
might not look very good.
What do you want to do? You want to hide it?
Let's keep on our way and we can talk about it while we're moving
Just
towards.
saying,
Here,
I can
here.
Hold it.
Merrick was probably going to put an enchantment on it when he received it. So
Question for you,
But that
Ninja, that
does
I'm just
get
gonna
me.
type.
Okay. That does get me though. So Merrick was planning to do Hamanu's bidding, and yet him and all his men were slain, the life force snuffed out before the battle even started.
correct,
That is still a mystery.
it is.
But let us advance upon the shattered walls of Akarakul.
We keep on moving.
Akaraku?
Did we ever did we identify the Rock Rider as Merrick?
No, he wasn't
No.
Merrick. He was a messenger. He was a rock rider, so he was able to carry messages between Uruk and the battlefield here.
Got it.
So Merrick was reporting back to Hamanu, or was trying to, before his forces were killed. It seems like he was on the verge of victory. He had started the siege. You guys are getting to where the siege is, so the next part,
Yeah.
next part here, if you travel further in, The earthen walls of Merrick's camp, though worn by weather and broken by time, still inspire a sense of awe. 20 feet high, the sloping barricade stretches east and west as far as the eye can see. The shell of a huge siege engine lies on its side in fragments. You see two black, hazy clouds begin to take shape. They are the vague forms of two men, mounted on crodloos. The eyes of the riders and their mounts burn red. From the wreckage of the machine, a line of dust-covered half-giants slowly muster. Suddenly, the shadow of the machine begins to spill forward across the ground. It stretches 25 feet and then begins to take on solid form as if an ink-black giant suddenly rose from sleep. The shadow beast rises before you, eclipsing the light of the moon or sun, depending on what hour of the day it is. Luminous blue eyes look down at you as a sweeping sapphire grin slashes the darkness of its head. Smoky vapor begins to trail the ground. All right, so let me throw that stuff on the battlefield here.
One thing I want to say while he's getting those tokens set up is I'm starting to wonder if Hakar didn't decide that preserving isn't worth dying for, and he decided to use the tapestries in the keep to suck the life force from Hamanu's men.
That only serves if they're already sorcerer kings. It does not make them sorcerer kings. It's only if they are in their dragon form that it serves them.
Oh, okay.
Because they need to be able to consume these giant balls of obsidian.
Ninja,
What's up?
I sent you a text question.
Yeah, let me check.
Has there ever been a history of a preserver turning defiler?
Now, Taro, we talked about this several days ago. You remember it was Sadira?
Would you like there to be a history of a preserver turning the fire?
Oh, I thought that was just like important protagonist person.
Well, yeah, because she's the leader of the preservers. that is why she's so important. She's like a big deal.
Then sending spell.
Ah, you're gonna try to. Well, you've never met her. I don't know. Can you do a sending to somebody you've never met?
I don't.
I could. I mean, I've met her.
Someone you're familiar with.
Yeah,
Wait,
you need
hold
to be
on.
familiar.
With which you are familiar. It did not say.
Yeah, you're not familiar with her. You've only heard of her name. You've never seen her face. You've never met her.
Well, we could ask.
Do I
some
know
of the-
anyone who knows her?
Yeah,
Precisely, yeah. Like
Yeah, I mean-
Morgazh and crew and all that. I mean, I
but
don't think she-
them knowing it doesn't help you, does it? For you casting the
I know.
spell.
Do I know someone else? Do I personally know someone else who knows her who isn't here?
Who isn't here? No.
Okay, what about
Okay.
all the Nibene and preserver or what's it called? Not unseen hand. What are they called again?
It's like an instantaneous message, anyways.
No.
Veiled Alliance.
Veiled Alliance. Thank you. The Veiled Alliance in Nibene, we knew, right?
Yep, you were in contact with them for sure. Some of them survived.
I could do sending to her if needed. I know her.
We knew the higher ups.
The Tarot wants to do it.
We knew the higher ups
I
in
know.
the Nibene Veiled Alliance. They would be able to reach her, couldn't they?
Okay, so if you do contact Sadira, what do you want to tell her?
I just typed that too.
You gotta tell Chris to say it.
As a DM, or did you put it in the Dark Sun chat, or what?
Hang on, I'm saying it. We have the swords meant to slay. What's his name?
Merrick?
No, Hakar.
Oh, car?
Akar. It is not done. How shall we enchant it? And then I guess the text version of a smiling emoji.
What? Oh my god.
Well, I'm pretty sure she's not gonna know what you're talking about. Let me roll a knowledge history for Sadira. She rolls a 10. She doesn't know the history. She probably has a spell she could use. So she'll cast a spell to try to gain some information about this. And she'll tell you... Let me see here. It seems as if everything you're referring to happened a very, very long time ago.
Absolutely no idea
And-
what this is.
Yeah, and we can't we could not enchant it anyways.
But she'll respond if you need an enchantment on a two-handed sword. She would recommend, let's see, something that would be effective against mages. Defilers. What would be a good anti-defiler weapon? Something that would protect you against necrotic magic, maybe, or protect against the defilers. Many fighters have a hard time battling wizards, so if you were making a good weapon for battling an evil wizard, I'd make something that can protect you against their necrotic attacks. And that would be her recommendation.
Permanent blessing.
I didn't expect that to immediately take up time. There was a plan for later.
All right. Well, you can have that conversation with her later. Just retcon it that it happened at a different point. Anyway, so you guys were scouting ahead, and you noticed that up ahead there is a huge army of undead. This is the encampment of the aggressive attacking army. They haven't noticed you.
Hold on. Can I put counterspell on it?
On what?
Onto the blade. I have a scroll. I'm sorry. I have a tattoo of counterspell.
That would be a weapon of spell storing that can hold counterspell in it.
Well, we can do that another time, guys. Let's get into this.
Imagine if that thing had counterspell.
I could put dispel magic into it.
Something like an amulet or a bracelet or something that can counterspell once a day.
Wait, what'd you say?
No,
Yeah,
it'd
like-
probably be like he said, spell storing, and then, but whenever you hit, gets a targeted dispel magic put at it, so it might just take down some enchantments, take down some, temporarily take down enchanted armor. That's still worthwhile.
Alright, so what do we see, Ninja?
Magic or something.
Whatever you see on the board there, that is what you see.
Do we, should we throw initiative at this point, or we're still we're not in combat yet, though?
You guys get to start it off, so if you want to reposition yourselves further back or something, you can go ahead and do that.
Are they sentient creatures? Can they understand us?
It is an army of the undead.
I'm gonna assume the answer is
Army
no.
undead. Oh.
What you see before you is 10 zombie half-giants, 2 zombie Crodlu riding lieutenants, and 1 giant that is made of shadow. He was the leader of the army. That must be Merrick himself.
Oh,
Ringside, where is your character?
I don't currently have thing pulled up.
And the sword that you have would have been Merrick's sword, and so the sword is probably very similar to what he's holding in his hand there.
Oh, so we are looking at Merrick right now. Sorry,
Wait, does Merrick have this sword?
This is Merrick. Right here.
yes, Ringside, where's your character?
he has a copy of the sword in his hand, but made of shadow.
Oh,
Does that mean
man.
this sword's a clone?
No, this is the actual sword. His is the shadow.
Yeah, he's a shadow giant made of shadows. Whatever weapon he has is not the actual weapon.
Ooh, Shadow Giant.
How close are we getting to these guys? You guys want to just not be this close?
Oh, yeah. Let's give ourselves some space. Sure.
I think this is good here.
No, get all the way back.
Let them charge and split
Right.
up.
Well, we have the first move.
That's true, but we can just sit here and receive the charge.
It's prime for a fireball, man.
Well, Oren, you might have been a little ahead of us because you were scouting.
All right, well then, fine. I want to be ahead of you guys, but not too much farther ahead. So we'll just leave it there.
Yeah.
Maybe there's some dunes in the way that we couldn't see that far. You know, that. And they appeared closer to us. So there. They rose up out of the sand.
So we get a surprise attack, Ninja.
Do we get? Yeah, we get one, or no?
No, the army's gonna see you coming.
Right. So initiative, or are we calling it a night tonight?
I mean, it's 11:11. Let's keep going. Do some initiative. I'm setting up the enemy counters here. I've got one shadow giant. I've got one army of zombie half giants.
Army.
Long, what is your initiative?
It should be on the.
I don't have your card.
I think it's a +2. It's on the table. Like my dex modifier is 1, and then I think I have an item that gives me another +1. That's why it's 2.
Oh, you got 22.
Nice.
Wow.
Taro, what's your mod? I'll roll a 9 for you.
Sion, are you?
Yo.
You're on the table. Huh?
I don't think you have a mod,
You
right?
can roll your initiative.
Initiative kill.
Yeah, that's right. Plus 0.
Yeah, he has 0. What is it? 9.
Undead don't count as animals, right?
No.
Wait, all our stuff got bagged up?
Yeah, we wanted to make the table run better.
That's what I was saying. I don't see your.
Oh, okay.
The table was running like complete garbage.
It's everything is in the bag, so like pull it as you need and then put it back in.
Just try not to clutter the table up too much.
Yeah, because half the group has like Commodore 64. And their internet is at the speed of Morse code.
You should
Hey.
What I did, guys, for my table, I took everything that was on cards and I just put it onto my actual character sheet or my text document, and deleted all the cards.
Dot 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 dash 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 dot dot dot.
That's SOS.
Yep.
Well, all you gotta do is zeros and ones, you know?
My character sheet on the Excel sheet thing ran out of space to put more items.
Oh no.
Yeah, okay.
Alright, so you chose to back yourselves up a considerable distance. What do we got there? I got nice little spacer there. That's 100 feet. Alright. What do we got to the shadow giant? 120? 130? 120. Nah, it's a little further than that. 130.
Those are 5 foot?
5 foot squares, yep. Looks like Morg goes first. So, Morg, in the distance, there's this army of the undead. They have noticed the approach of the party on the flying carpet, but you have the advantage of making the first attack if you wish. Are you going to summon your enormous storm over the battlefield here?
I said some things in text chat. I'll be back.
Okay.
Piss Morg. Tell us what you do.
Yes, I will form a thundercloud above the space. I'll be casting it at 4th level, not 5th level, so I'll do, I think it's 1 extra d8 of lightning damage.
Where do you want to put it? Like one of these?
They're how far away? 120 feet away?
Yeah. Well, the shadow giant is.
Okay.
The
I'm
center
gonna.
point.
It's a 60 radius.
So 120 ball.
Let's
Yeah.
see. If you move to the front of the flying carpet, and we put
Yeah, you're
your
covering everything.
position right here. Shadow Giant's 135. Some of these guys are 105. The generals are like 140, 145, yeah, 145.
If they're charging towards us, I'm gonna like lead it so that the cloud is sort of in the middle area, so that when they run towards us, they go into the middle of the cloud.
Well, you were moving towards them. They're more like waiting for
Ooh.
combat.
Oh, are they? They're just stationary. Oh, what happened?
Like if you look, most of them have melee weapons. They're ready for a ground battle.
My tabletop just disappeared, so I'll have
Flaming
to reset.
ballista.
Yeah, it crashed.
None of them have any like javelins or anything. They're all just like axes and swords and stuff.
Let's see here.
Because if we can just stay on the flying carpet and stay out of the ropes, then we, yeah, we could just sit here and lightning bolt them and stuff for a bit,
Mhm.
unless they're running at us.
Fireball them. You can rejoin now. It's back up.
I guess they could throw rocks.
The flying
Still have-
carpet can go more than 60 feet
But
above.
we still
the
have that flaming ballista.
Yeah, you could go up pretty high. They wouldn't be able to throw rocks all the way up if you went high up enough.
Taurus has the ballista.
Is he carrying
Could
that
just
on his
shoot-
back, or does he
Yes.
have it in a space storage thing?
It's on his back.
How have you been keeping up with us this whole time carrying that?
It's like a crossbow for him. Everybody can join. The table's up.
All right.
I don't know what happened. The table just like. Whoop.
You hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
I said, how about we just shoot them from over here?
Yes. That's what we're doing.
That's kind of what I'm doing with my lightning.
Okay. I'd shoot them with my infallible crossbow, but this feels like a waste.
Well, you're far in the. You gotta wait for it. There's a lot of things that are gonna start moving, you know. Ninja, you promoted.
Yeah, it's So it was Mork's turn. He does lightning. Who did you blast?
So he was saying that he was putting it kind of in between us. So while they're walking, they walk through the storm, I guess.
All right. You want to stop short of where they're at and let them come to you?
Yeah, part of the thundercloud's gonna be on them for the initial thunder blast, so it'll be somewhere in between.
What's the radius on this one?
60-foot radius, so 120-foot diameter.
Yeah, it's huge. Yeah, it's a little too big. Slightly too big. It's like that. So you wanted to put it between you and them, which is like here. That still puts one of the giants in the radius. Do you want to blast him?
Can you move it closer towards the giant guy in the middle?
You want to put him in it?
Yeah.
Touch. He's in it now.
Okay. I don't think I can hit those three on the left, right? Because when the lightning bolt comes down, it has a 5-foot radius explosion.
You could get these two for sure. let's see. He's in these four. He's in these four. I think if you put it in this square, it would hit him. Yeah, you could get 3 of them.
Okay. Or can I hit the one in the middle and the one on the left and right and the giant one?
I think you could hit. Did you say it was 10-foot radius?
5 foot.
No, with a 5-foot radius, you can only hit one giant and the one zombie and the shadow giant. It would
Yeah,
be
then
like
I'll
these
just hit
two.
the 3 smaller giants. I'll hit the 3 smaller giants on the left.
Kapow! All right, deck saves.
DC 16 deck saves. And then it's 4d10. Was the weather cloudy already or no?
No, it was not.
Okay. Roll. 30. They're going to take 15 points of lightning damage or half if they make a save.
They fail. Kapow! 15.
And then as a bonus action. Wait. Do we see the cliff thing where the did you say that we were near the cliff where the Urkites were? Or is this further?
No, this is the encampment where the attacking army had set up before the actual fortress.
Okay.
So they got blasted before they even made it there.
Because I'm just wondering if we're like a day's travel from there.
Well, if I go back to the map here, you guys are at 5? No, wait, maybe you're at 6. Yeah, you're at 6, the ramparts. 5 was the forge. So this is happening here. The fortress is here. So less than a day's travel.
Okay. Yeah, for now that's all I'll do. I'm not gonna use any of my wild shapes right now. So, Shadow Giant's turn is next.
Shadow Giant.
Yeah. All right. So a shadow giant, he can move 40 feet. So I'll do that first. So he moves to hereabouts.
Oh, no, I don't know if anyone business, but I have 13 temp HP for the hero species thing.
Okay, so I'm gonna put a note on him. Umbral. So the shadow giant moves to this position, and as he moves, he begins to flicker in and out of your field of vision, and you no longer see him. He's no longer targetable. He's no longer here. He is technically on the plane of shadow right now.
Oh, sweet. He just left.
Yeah, he is. He's like a, you know, when you fight a phase creature, how sometimes they'll phase out and you can't target them. He's got a very similar mechanic. He is in the shadow realm and he is immune to any kind of anything. You cannot target him right now. Unless you have an attack that attacks him in the Shadow Realm, it will do nothing to him until he comes back from it. Mad Marcus, he's going to say, "Foul fiend! I will protect myself from your attacks. Bark skin!" And his skin becomes bark-like and thick, increasing his AC to 16. So, Taurus, what do you do?
I don't know. I got options, man. I'm not sure. Come back to me.
You're 85 feet from the enemy. Do you want to run to where he used to be?
Well, I want to protect the team. I want to stand here and, in case like they throw javelins again or something like that, I want to be able to, make sure people don't get hit. So.
Do you just want to position yourself in front of everybody like a human shield? Give them cover?
Yeah, but like if I dodge and they miss me, do they still hit them?
All you can do is stand in front of them. It'll give them +2 AC. Unless you have a special tactical feat or something, like there's that one thing where you can throw your shield in front of something as a reaction. Otherwise, you can just give them advantage by being a human shield in front of them for +2 AC.
Yeah, I'll be cover for somebody for now and wait for them to get up on us.
Do you want to be in front of Sia or Trimble?
Oh yeah,
I'll be in front of Sia. Sia's my homie.
Alright.
Gives me bardic inspiration.
Leaving Trimble in the open, exposed and vulnerable.
I'll tell Trimble to get behind me.
Trimble says, "I see how it is. You want me to get a
me.
third head wound, don't you?"
I'll tell him to come here.
All right.
Was the Druid Shield thing to activate it to change its shape? Was it a bonus action? Because if I could have done that, I would have made my shield into a big, I forget what the tower shield form, the big one.
I'm not sure. Most effects are an action unless it says otherwise.
Right. Because I don't have it on my character sheet. It would be on the little card thing, I think.
Yeah, in the bag somewhere.
I'll look in my character sheet. Maybe it's on there.
Anyways, it's hard to tell from these. Okay, so,
Hello.
see ya. It's your turn. What do you do?
Oh, right on time. Is that area of effect? What is this area of effect thing?
That's the druidic thunderstorm.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say something like, "Oh yeah, that's Grease's fireball."
That'd be a big ass fireball.
Shit. For a giant. No diplomats. I actually.
No, the giant's not actually there. He went to the Shadow Realm at the end of his turn.
The Shadow Realm. He's that was so many jokes. But would charm monster work, or are they immune to being charmed?
Undead cannot be affected by mind influencing spells.
Okay. I'm going to cast Shatter at 4th level. And I'm going to target this little cluster over here.
You wanna, let's see, what's the radius, 20?
20 feet. Yep.
I think you could get 3 half giants and 1 officer.
Yes. I gotta roll this in.
What's your DC? Con?
DC to beat is, yep, and DC to beat is 15.
15. So the first giant, you pop him, he does not save. The second giant does not save. The third giant does not save. The officer does not save. So how much damage do they all take?
Alright, 5d8. They all take 27 damage.
Chunky. Alright.
And if I action surge, can I do it a second time?
Yeah.
Alright, action surge, another shatter.
Okay.
Two-handed.
double boom. I got one save on a giant, and then a fail, and then a fail, and then the officer, he failed. So only one giant made it this time.
27 plus 32. That is
59.
59 damage. Yep.
And it'll be 16 damage to this one, so 43.
I'm gonna bardic inspiration Morg. And
The Wraith officer goes down in a heap as Crodlu explodes. And all three of these zombies explode. They're big, but they're not very sturdy. They're brittle bones. They're ancient bones just explode under the impact.
all right, nice. And that's my turn. After I bardic inspiration, Morg.
Is your bardic inspiration a D10 now? Are you a 10th level bard?
Not D10 yet, still D8. Did we level up? We're still level 12, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So let's do a D8.
So is this spell casting in front of Marcus and Trenbull gonna piss them off? Let's find out.
Tremble's too dumb.
Isn't Turnbull like bleeding out the side of his head right now?
He still is. Yeah.
And isn't Marcus a spellcaster? Wait.
He's a druid. He doesn't like defilers at all.
I mean, there's a cactus right there. If I was trying to defile, I think I.
Yeah, you didn't defile, but he noticed you're a spellcaster.
All right. Well, I'll have to talk to him after this combat.
Preservers also spellcasters, they just don't defile.
Right. So it's one of those things where it's the temptation, right? They assume everybody is going to become a defiler because the temptation is so great. So even somebody who's like, no, I'm innocent, I'm just a preserver wizard, they can say, well, someday you would turn to the dark side if your life was threatened, you would defile the earth, so we have to get rid of all of them. No excuses.
Are druids just incapable of defiling, or they just don't do it?
They cannot. Druid magic can't destroy the plants.
Okay.
No, it's like a divine magic, like from cleric.
With a holy
Alright.
sword, maybe.
Their power is given by the plants and nature itself, but not taken from the plants. And is incapable of taking more, so much that it would kill the plants. It just wouldn't work.
All right, but yeah, that's my turn.
Okay. The Crodlu riding zombie that survived this turn is
More
going
remember
to.
you have a bardic inspiration.
Yeah. Oh, and I did look up the shield thing. I could have. I did. It is a bonus action, so I would have used my shield to transform into a tower shield.
All right. Tower shield it is for the extra AC. The Crodlu riding Wraith officer lowers his spear and charges forward with his gaping skeletal mouth open, as if he were giving a battle cry that you can't hear, because he's got no vocal cords left. The zombie half-giants that got struck by lightning, they're all going to lurch forward, so let's see, we got... They move forward like so.
Oh. They clumped.
So they were former soldiers, and these have formed into some sort of cohesive unit, charging forward in advance of their officer here, demonstrating some sort of rudimentary battle tactics. They all have their pole arms forward in sort of a pole weapon charge maneuver. But they didn't have the speed to get to the party. So that's them, and then it's going to be Oren. He said, in text that he was going to do a thing, but that was before we crashed out. I believe he said he was going to stealth, so I'll roll that for him. And he's got a 23. And then I'll have him move. He's going to move over here into the bushes where he's not going to be noticed. If he's within range, he'll throw a dagger. Yep, he can hit that one. So he throws a couple daggers. The first one misses, the second one hits. The second one doesn't do as much damage though, so he ends up only doing 1 psychic damage to this zombie here. And then, ring sight, what do you do? Taro, are you there, Taro? We can't hear you.
Yes.
It's your turn.
How many enemies are still there?
All of them.
Do you have my stream link? Can you see it?
I didn't see one sent. Hold on.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Are all those ones laying in the back? Are they a thing? I see some figurines like laying down on in the back.
Defeated.
Okay. So there's like 9 left.
Let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and the Shadow Giant makes 9, yep.
The 4 that are grouped up, they didn't form a horde, right?
No, they're just in a battle formation.
Okay.
This will be interesting.
I think you need at least 12 to make a horde.
Can you hear that, Echo?
A little.
Okay.
Yes,
It's because I opened the stream to get the link for you because you never bookmark it week after week.
It's like an infinite.
Just follow Ninja Galt on Twitch.
Let's all do it at the same time.
Don't use Twitch.
Well, start using it and follow him.
You should subscribe so you can skip the ads.
Stop.
Or give him your Prime.
Shut up, you salesman.
Just
Or
follow
subscribe to Turbo.
No solicitors. Okay, they're immune to mind affecting nonsense, correct?
They're zombies.
Does that include
Skeleton.
psychic damage?
You can't influence their minds, but they can take psychic damage.
Far apart are they?
From you... 65 feet to this cluster of them over here.
How far apart are they from themselves?
They are in a battle formation, touching. They are forming a 20 by 20 area of giants. Well,
Like,
half
what about
giants.
those ones behind them?
Yeah, if you want to aim at ones further out, let's see. That one's 105 feet. That one's 120. The Shadow Giant is not targetable at this time. This one's 100 feet. Those ones are all dead back there.
Diverse synaptic static.
You gonna aim at that first cluster, the 4 of them together? What kind of damage is synaptic static?
Also, if you could you please command the flying carpet to take us higher in the air so we are away from danger?
Okay, so you're gonna hit a 20-foot radius area. So it looks like you could. The most you could hit is the 4 of them in the cluster. Do you think you could get this guy in a 20-foot radius? Let me see here. Go to top down. This is 5, 10, 15, 20. It's got to be a little smaller. It's got to be right there. If he wanted to get... It looks like you could get one of the officers and 4 giants in it. Do you want me to roll the damage for you?
Please.
Doing it. Wait, those are d20s.
Yeah, it's D20s.
8d6 psychic damage.
It sounded good
Kapow!
to me. Oh, that was
31.
good. That's not bad.
Alright, so 31 synaptic static damage, unless they make an intelligence save. What's the DC on your int save?
17 last I checked.
Well, they have a negative number. So even though one of them rolled a 17, he still failed. The officer's got a higher number, but he rolled a 9. So they all fail. They all take the damage. So... Three of the giants will keel over and collapse, leaving only one of them still standing.
You're welcome.
And the officer back here, he takes the 31, and he staggers, but he's still standing.
Still here.
So 3 out of the 5 that you hit died. Chris.
Elemental.
Oh, you want the air
The
elemental?
air.
Yeah, he can go in. He can do something.
Go give that last one over there a smack.
Yeah, he goes in there. He actually manages to hit it twice. I forget. He does like a D8 plus 4, right?
So.
I think so.
I put the elemental, right?
Alright. Another 16 damage is enough to finish off one of them. Who does he go after? The general or the half-giant?
One who didn't get blown up in the attack.
Well, there were 2. There was one zombie half-giant, and there was one Crodlu riding wraith officer.
Knock down the Wraith officer.
Alright. Bam. The wind elemental pummels him into the dirt, and he doesn't get up.
I will prep a fireball and shoot it next time the shadow giant appears.
Okay, so ready to
Fire
action.
into the air.
Trenbull is going to look at the area where the shadow giant used to be, and he says, "Where did it go? Oh, what a horrifying creature. Maybe it's returned to the realm of the dead where it once came from, where it belongs. Anyway, I'm going to do as suggested and shit, that thing wasn't locked down. I'm going to do as suggested and move behind everybody else."
Get behind my tower shield.
Now he's behind a tower shield and Taurus.
Stand behind Brahm.
Alright. Morg, what do you do?
Are there any more clusters of guys?
No, it's all individuals at this point.
I got one
Okay.
more taco left in this party pack, and I'm like, I can do it.
Eat that taco. Regret
Nice.
nothing.
Mom's taco.
I will also hold my action to lightning strike the shadow guy with Grimorn.
Alright. So, right after your turn, the shadow giant rematerializes and go.
Alright. Dex save 16. And then... 21 points of lightning damage if he fails to save.
Mm. Damn, he had a 15. So close.
Idea of a monster that like I can get on that teleports away and then it comes back thinking now I have the drop on you, and every single person held action to blast it when it came back.
Yeah, I mean, like, normally you would have blasted it as it ran towards you, but in this case, you just had to delay the action to do the same thing. Yeah. It just does that so it can't be hit by ranged attacks while it's moving. And it didn't work. You got around his little trick.
Grimorn, you roll your fireball damage at him.
Is he appear now?
Yeah, he just appeared.
Yeah, but I'm gonna shoot right on him. So that skeleton's gonna take the damage too.
And Long, how much did your lightning do?
21 points of damage.
Cool.
Is he rolling the dex save?
He failed the one against Long's lightning. And against your
re-roll the
spell,
ones and twos.
he failed that one as well. He only got a 13.
I gotta re-roll 6.
Doing very well. I guess it's because they're all apparitions.
They don't have many hit points. You'd think a half-giant zombie would be tougher than that, but they're not.
Just shoot them once and they all fall over.
It takes like 34 hit points of damage to kill one of these guys.
Are they meaty zombies or are they like skeleton bone undeads?
They're listed as zombies, but there's not much left of them.
44 fire damage.
All right, 44 is a solid hit. So he's got 65 damage on him now. Okay, so after he appears and he gets blasted by lightning and fire, he's going to move his 40 feet. And we'll get him here. He doesn't go umbral. He's going to dash in that case. Which gets him... Let's see, he's going to stop within reach of Taurus with his shadowy blade. So he's got 10-foot reach. So he doesn't move all the way up. He only moves to here. And
Is he getting within our 10-foot range?
he just entered your 10-foot reach, but you have also entered his 10-foot reach. So that's where he will stop at the end of his dash.
I have a ready to action.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Walk to the kitchen and grab some water.
Yeah, everybody else got their ready to action. You go ahead, do yours too.
Cool. Oh, this won't be with a rage. I didn't rage yet. Oh. But it will be a regular.
Man, this is amazing. We got through like 15 combat encounters today.
Pretty cool.
All breeze
Get
through.
to-
I think you could throw a cloud ray at us. I think we need a challenge, Ninja, you know?
We did that before.
Yeah,
What, a cloud ray?
I'm trying to move us as quickly as possible through the story at this point so that we can get back to tier.
Wait, Joe, we said we already
Oh,
fought
that
the
was
cloud?
that 20. God damn it! It rolled. It cock. 17 to hit.
All
We
right.
fought a cloud ray? What?
That is his armor class. You barely connect.
Ooh, okay.
When did we fight a cloud ray? Wait.
A long time
Then
ago.
I'll put the boom. I'll put the boom on it.
Cloud Ray meat, and you sold it at that one restaurant? It was very valuable, like 400 CP per pound.
I think
Have some.
I know I was
30 damage.
sure.
Total.
How long is a long time ago? Like level, like how many levels?
Months ago.
Months.
I still have some of that cloud ray.
probably not that good anymore. It's been a while.
Well, it's in the bag of holding.
Yeah, I guess airtight. No air in the bag of holding.
And we sold where we sold most of it is in the city.
So you did 30 damage, right, Joe?
Yep.
All right.
He's booming. Sorry. 2 plus 5. 7 of that was radiant damage as well.
No extra effect, but it did hit him. Okay, so something happens now. He's got this effect called Black Light Strobe. The visual flicker of the Shadow Giant moving between the material plane and the Shadow Plane has a physical effect on viewers. A creature that starts its turn within 30 feet of the Shadow Giant and that can see it must save with a DC 18 Wisdom saving throw, or they will be unable to make more than one melee or ranged attack on their turn and will be unable to use bonus actions or reactions until the start of its next turn. And also, a creature faces the distracting flicker within 30 feet of the giant. Anybody maintaining concentration on a spell must also succeed on a DC 18 con save or immediately lose concentration on that spell effect.
We all have a wisdom advantage.
Well, one of them was con, one of them was wisdom. So, Blacklight Strobe and Distracting Flicker. When you start your turns, you have to deal with those.
Which one's which?
Blacklight Strobe is DC 18 Wisdom, and Distracting Flicker is DC 18 Con.
DC 18 Wisdom?
Yeah.
Yep.
What?
Yep.
So, Marcus, he rolls a Wisdom, and he fails, and he rolls a Con, and he fails. So, he can't concentrate. I don't think Bark Skin is concentration. I think that's ours. But he can only take one action.
What? I didn't make either of them.
He's probably going to cast another spell, though. Marcus, what spell you
Who's
got?
gonna be able to make one attack on your turn?
Hold on. I have a thing. I'm gonna use my thing to do the thing.
Do the thing, Taurus!
Say the line, Bert!
Do the thing to do the thing that does the thing.
All right, Marcus.
I want to be part of the thing.
Marcus conjures a fire elemental behind the shadow elemental, which makes 2 attacks. Whoa, it got a crit. A hit and a crit. That's fucking great.
Elemental's on fire.
We're blasting through these encounters, Ninja. You're gonna need to throw the whole kitchen sink at us soon.
I'm doing this one by the book, and the actual book encounter for this one is not that tough. Yeah, they can't all be super difficult. I will sometimes spend time buffing them up to make them more challenging, but okay,
The fire elemental behind him.
So that was a 22 and a 26 to hit, and it hits for 2d6 plus 3 on each one. So we got 2d6, we got 2d6, and then we got another 2d6. So the first hit does 11 fire damage. And the second one that was a crit only does 13. So what's that? That's 24. Puts him at 119 damage. Ouch. That Shadow Giant is being blasted by the fire elemental that rages and burns behind him, swinging its flaming arms through his shadowy body, trying to burn away at his shadowiness. That was Mad Marcus's turn. Taurus, what do you do? You failed your roll, so you can only attack once.
Nope. I can't use a bonus action, right?
No bonus action, no reaction.
So I can't rage. Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, he got you with that power, didn't he?
Can't you do the thing that does the thing with the thing?
I know I can't do the thing because I can't rage. I could do it if I would have raged. I could have done the thing to re-roll my save. I can't. I can't rage.
And you did it with advantage?
I needed an at 20. To be fair.
Yeah.
I'll just hit once. Swing once. I have his attention, right?
Oh yeah, he moved up to fight you. He chose you as the vanguard challenger to fight.
I'll step up to him and enter his threat zone. Actually, I just don't want them to be in range of any kind of AoE. So I'll step up and I'm in his threat zone. Without leaving his threat zone, I'm going to move this way.
All right. Get off to the side of him.
I'm going to try to get some kind of like sweeping action. Here goes my one attack, I guess. Oh shit! Wait. Sorry, I put 2 dice up there. One attack. 25 to hit.
Yeah.
I think that misses, Joe.
That was
17 hits.
That was almost exceptional. Almost.
25 damage.
Nice.
You have a plus 17 to damage? Jesus Christ.
No, that's my first attack. My first attack, I get to use. I get to add 2 my attack.
Wait, am I allowed to say the N-word on stream? Or is...
No.
Please don't.
It's
like I have the card. Like
I have a.
I don't think they care.
Yeah, I have Divine Fury. That's my one of my specials. While you're. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on.
Do you have to be raging to be divine furied?
Yeah, I have to actually be raging. So take off some damage. Hold on. Yeah, take off 3 plus 5. 8. Take off 8 from that. Wow. Ain't that crazy? Oh, my Divine Fury went up too. It's 1d6 plus 6 now.
Alright, see ya. Did you make either of the saves? The DC 18 Wisdom or DC 18 Con save?
I had to make saves.
So anybody within 30 feet of the creature on the start of their turn is having a black light blasting their eyes, and it has a distracting flicker effect as well. So the distracting flicker is only if you're concentrating on a spell, so ignore that one. But the black light strobe can reduce your number of attacks, so you have to save against that one. DC 18 Wisdom.
Ooh, Wisdom. Got me there. Got me there.
Yet to save yet.
I have no. That's one of my lowest stats. All right, come on. Yeah.
Okay, so you don't get a reaction, you can't use a bonus action, and you can only attack once. So what do you do?
All right, I'll make the most of it. Then.
You do have advantage on your wisdom check.
Wisdom save.
Yeah.
Because of the food. Yeah, try again. See if you get it.
Yep.
No such luck. It was worse than before.
I started having epileptic seizures.
Yeah, really. This is the boss monster that kills epileptics easily. Vulnerability to his damage type.
Man, that'd be a funny weakness for Soul, just having seizures. He's prone to seizures. Dancing lights is his #1 enemy.
This is the first time he's encountered anything that could cause an epileptic seizure.
I want to cast
What an ableist monster we have here.
If I cast Romulus Psychic Lance at 5th level, what is that? I don't think I can. Can I upcast that spell?
It usually tells you if you can. Psychic Lance 5e.
I don't think it's still I can.
You say Romulus. This one says like Rowlathim.
Is that how you pronounce it? Hold on.
I think so.
Romulus, like some species in Star Trek or some shit like that.
So at higher levels, when you cast a spell using a spell slot 5th level or higher, the damage increases by a d6 for spell slot levels above 4th. So it does 7d6 if you cast it at 5th level. It does 8d6, 6th level, 9d6,
No,
so on.
the spell itself is 4th level.
Right. So for every level above that, add a d6.
Okay. I'm gonna save that. Should I save? I'm gonna save that animate objects for later. I'm just gonna base cast it, I guess.
7d6 is a respectable hit. And it's a damage type he can take damage from, so.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold on. 3. Wait, hold on.
Being a creature of shadow, attacking his mind is the most effective way.
Terrible numbers. 21.
Alright.
Yeah, the incapacitated, are you gonna roll that? You have to roll the save.
What kind of save?
It is a intelligence saving throw.
Intelligence. Nah, he fails it.
Yep, so he takes full damage and he's incapacitated until the start of my next turn.
Okay.
And that's all I can do. So
That's good. That like basically takes a turn from him, right?
pretty much. Wait, no, I don't think it does that completely. Hold on.
Do we get to save?
He can't
on our
take
turn
actions
from
or
his
reactions. I guess he could take a bonus action, and his passive effects still happen.
Do we get to make a save for his effects on our turn?
Yeah. It's at the start of any turn within 30 feet of him. That's when you make a save.
Yeah, he can't take actions or reactions. He can,
So should I have taken my save before I did my turn?
No, but I mean, your turn was next, so I didn't mind.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it just felt like you were speeding things along. I didn't complain.
Okay.
I do like when we do things efficiently and get through with it. It's already like past midnight, so if we could wrap this combat up, that'd be cool.
Oh, was it midnight? Oh, shit.
If you gotta go, we could save it there and pick this up next week.
Oh, let's finish this. We can finish this one, I think.
Nah, I don't know. It sounded like he was probably
1, 2, 3.
I mean,
Four.
I could.
We got 4 little zombies, and then 1 big zombie is halfway down, probably.
Normally, when it gets this time, I start trying to, hit the hay. But I mean, I'll push.
Let's do it. We can
Okay,
finish it.
so you blast him for a bunch of damage, and then the Crawdloo riding zombies are both dead, and then the zombie half giants are gonna advance. So, Taurus, this one comes at you and is going to make 2 swings, and they miss. He rolls a 5 and a 3, and then this one will dash up to you, and this one will dash to here, and then Oren's still not back, right? He's going to reposition himself and hide, and then he's going to throw a dagger that misses, and then he's going to throw a dagger that hits. And he does 4 damage with that. 161 on the giant. After which he will hide behind this other rock here. And then, Ringsight, what are you going to do? So, Taro, the current situation is there's a shadow giant, which is emitting an aura that's washing over everybody. He's got 4 surviving minions, most of which are about to attack Taurus. One or two stragglers a little further back. Taro?
Are they all next to Taurus?
2 of them are adjacent to Taurus, yeah.
This black light ability work.
So, a Shadow Giant has a passive trait. He just visually flickers in between the shadow plane and the material plane, and it causes you to be unable to time your attacks and react properly to hit him. So I mean, it makes you either like lose your reaction or your bonus action, or not be able to attack as many times. And then the distracting flicker just means that if you're looking at him while concentrating on a spell, you lose concentration on the spell because it puts you into a trance.
Now he's incapacitated. Ha ha.
The other ability would require me to be looking at him for it to work.
Both of them require you to be looking at him. If you close your eyes, they can't affect you. But it happens at the start of your turn, so at least this turn you have to make the saves before you shut your eyes. If you give yourself the blinded condition willingly, you don't have to make the saves next turn.
You roll a wisdom check with advantage.
That too, because you ate the meal.
That gives me an idea. How far away is the giant?
Right in front of you.
That would be 5, 10, 15, 20... Actually, you're a little further out, aren't you? You're diagonal, so that's like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40.
Oh, he's safe, I guess.
Are you even within 30 feet?
I don't think he is.
35.
And he's in the air, too.
What's your elevation, Tara?
I wanted to move upwards. I'm not sure if I got a chance to say it because I wanted to be further away from the giants.
I mean, it's 25 feet to you just horizontally, so if you have almost any height, it's going to put you pretty much out of his range. If it's assumed to be a sphere, the higher you go, the less chance it hits you.
60 feet is the next range of the sphere. 20 foot is the normal range.
I know what I'm doing now.
Alright,
Fog
so
cloud
you're going to cast a fog cloud. Alright,
on the giant.
right on the giant. On Taurus, too.
That's completely fine.
Alright, so everybody's blind.
I'm legally blind.
What you didn't know is the Shadow Giant cannot be affected by this.
What?
You
What?
can't be affected by what?
By the fog cloud blindness.
Well, you know what? Actually, he's more specifically immune to darkness effects, so I'm not going to count this as darkness. Never mind.
Yeah, but now no one can attack him.
I take it back. Well, you can.
He can't attack you, and you're not all messed. Your turns aren't all messed up.
It's just disadvantage on attack rolls and hard to target with anything.
What about a spell that automatically like aims towards him?
Magic Missile would certainly work. You don't have to roll attacks.
Romulus Psychic Lens does that. As long as I know, like, you know, his general location or his name, or I can see him and just guide towards him.
Enemies who aren't in the fog cloud.
It does say a creature you can see within range. Very specifically, you cannot see him in the fog cloud.
Also name it.
He's totally obscured, giving you the effective blinded condition when trying to spot the giant.
No.
So that wouldn't work.
That's what I thought. Is there anything outside of the range of the fog?
Fog cloud's what, 20 feet?
Yeah.
If you put it on the Shadow Giant, it encapsulates Taurus and this giant. Half of this giant. He might not be affected if his head is outside of it.
But they're like leaning, they're like tilted.
But you probably can't see it because he's on the other side of the cloud.
Because this one's only half in it, he would sort of lean out of it like that so he could see.
Oh my god.
Don't you love it, Taurus? You're down to one attack with disadvantage now.
Yeah, I know. Oh my god, at least I didn't have disadvantage.
You're going to
now.
have to
My
attack
God.
recklessly to counter it.
No,
You're gonna end up with a sunburn too, by the way.
He can't see me anymore, right?
He's blinded, yeah. Everybody blinded.
How good is your dex, Joe?
I have advantage, you know.
Good.
When I can see and I'm not blinded.
All right, so Krius, drop that fireball. Kaboom.
Yeah. Like right, I'm probably gonna hit Taurus as well because I can't see shit anymore.
Yeah, I have
Is he within
advantage on
30
deck
feet?
saves when I'm not blinded.
Is he within 30
It's
feet?
done.
And you're blinded. Yeah. And it's a
Still needs to
DC.
go do smacking.
It's a
Ooh,
DC 19.
DC
man.
19.
DC 19. Oh,
Yep.
let's see if I can make that.
Boy, if these zombies didn't have a dex penalty, they would have made that save.
That's a lot of dice I see over there, Krius. What are you rolling?
All right, give me some damage on that fireball.
It's a big one.
Oh my god, I made it!
I'm
I
rerolling.
made it! 21, baby! Winner, winner, chicken dinner!
Aren't you also fire resistance?
No, he's not.
Not yet.
Oh, I thought you had the fire resistance boots.
No, he does.
46 damage.
Oh
What
wow,
the
he's
fuck?
got 2 hit points left. I'm gonna fudge it and say that kills them all. So congratulations, victory.
He burns to death.
I
You took
am
half
gonna
of it.
use
You
my...
took a half of the fire damage since
Yeah,
you.
yeah. What was it? What was the damage?
And the fire elemental just laughs and says, toasty.
23. 23 you would have taken.
Did I send him home or is he chill for now?
This was summoned by Marcus, this one.
Ta, 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 ta.
Da, da, da.
It's gonna come over here and Marcus is gonna give it a hug and say, good boy, and it's going to, like, lick his face.
Is there
I,
is there toenails that we can take from the giant?
The shadow giant evaporates when he is defeated
That's what I
into
thought.
smoke, leaving nothing behind.
How long is this thing gonna
I'll
be around?
I'll look for his body.
My fog cloud helpful.
Any exo what do you call it?
Ectoplasm.
Ectoplasm?
Roll an Arcana
You guys hear
check.
me?
Who, me?
There's
I
just
will.
multiple conversations going on. Krius, roll a Arcana check when you look at the remains.
I'm looking for the remains too.
Ninja.
You
Yeah.
do an arcana, you're probably better than me.
20?
I want to ask Marcus how long is this thing gonna stay around?
Is that an Arcana, though, Joe?
That was Arcana, yep.
All right, if you rolled an Arcana, you get a sense that the giant is still here. His corpse, even though it disappeared on this plane, you think his corpse is still in the shadow plane. And not only that, but you have a feeling that you can't permanently kill this kind of thing and that at some point it'll come back.
Oh, we probably have to bless the area where
I'll
he is.
tell everybody is that we have to kill him in the shadow plane.
Or maybe we have to
Well,
bless
then
the...
sacrifice the god of flame, and you can sacrosanct it in his name.
Like, more technically, he has an ability called Undying, and it says when a shadow giant is killed, its spirit rolls in the shadow plane for a century before it is reborn to its cursed fate.
Oh, a century.
Royals in the shadow plane. So, yeah, it takes a long time, but he eventually comes back, no matter what.
Oh, okay.
I have 2 ideas now.
I think we have to destroy that sword.
Wait,
We'll
do you
get
think-
rid of the giant.
Why do you think it's the sword?
I'm
Does
just
anybody have a way
kidding.
to plane walk into the shadow plane?
I do.
You
Wait,
do?
why
Okay.
not?
I don't. As long as the reaction was accurate. What? How long could you do this?
You're not
So-
that.
So the shadow plane in this world, is it the area of death though? Is that where all the souls go?
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah,
gray?
it's the gray,
Or they all fade out of existence?
eventually.
Could plane take me there? If so, I might be able to.
It could.
So once they're in the shadow plane, they just fade out of existence, right?
Eventually. It takes a long time.
Takes a century.
What if you killed him in the shadow plane?
No, I mean like regular souls.
Well, you're already dead. You're basically just a ghost in the shadow plane until eventually your ghostliness
vanish.
just vanishes.
Oh, do we
Question.
wait? Do we level up or no?
Can I sanctify this place in the name of the winged elephant?
Sure.
How do I do that?
You do a religious ceremony.
Can we fly around and see if we maybe can find a gravestone or skeletons of that giant somewhere?
Ninja, after that encounter, did we level up? Question mark.
No.
No. Is there any indication that he might have died in this area?
He definitely did die in this area. Hey, everybody, look on my stream. I want to show you this image here. All right, so this is...
Hold on, slow down.
Yeah, I have to.
The fortress that I described earlier. I just want to give you a visual representation of what you see. It looks as if something cut right through this place, like through 2 walls and the fortress itself, just splitting it in half.
Titans!
Alright, so some serious stuff went down here, but next week we will explore the
Dragon Ball Z.
The fortress, Akarakul, where Hakar the Preserver, hopefully, still has some information that'll help you crack the mystery of how to fix psionics in the world.
That looks so much like Attack on Titan. It's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Wall Maria.
This was built like in the 90s, wasn't it?
1992, I think, is when these books came out.
How tall are those walls? Because something's in the book. How tall are they?
40 feet, I think.
Taurus can jump them.
That's where we're heading, huh?
Well, you can see there's a giant hole in the wall. You don't have to jump the wall.
Oh, but I can jump up there.
And you'll notice you'll find that the door cannot be opened. The main door is barricaded up.
With brute force.
What about if you were a colossal titan?
Yep. Colossal Titan would easily open that sealed up door.
Does Marcus say anything to me after combat is over? Or he's just quietly like not gonna.
Yeah, like he's going to confront you and demand to know whether you've ever defiled nature, accusingly. So, can you persuade him that you're not ever a defiler?
Listen here, Marcus. If I was a defiler, there's been plenty of times we've been around plant life. The temptation never really leaves. If I was brave enough to cast magic in front of you, and I was gonna assume I was a defiler, I probably would have committed to the bit. I mean, in all fairness, I completely understand your worry, but I assure you, I have never once defiled in my life. And to be frank, it doesn't seem like the payoff is even that worth it. You get persecuted, turned to an ugly monstrosity, and kind of burned at the stake for everyone you meet for the rest of your life, and in exchange you get one cool spell. I don't think that is a worthy trade-off. I hope you believe me.
Marcus is another druid. I would kill him myself if he was a defiler.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty persuasive. Another druid vouching for you. Did you roll a dice?
I like slowly turn and more when he says that.
I'll say that lowers the difficulty that another druid vouches for you.
But we didn't talk about this more. But you really killed me.
I mean, if you would kill Defiler too, right? Like, don't make this sound like it's unique to me.
13.
Yeah. All right. You beat him. He had an 11. So you barely convince him with the support of Morg backing you up. He says, "Well, I don't trust it, but as long as a druid has his eye on you at all times, I know that he will take care of a problem if it should arise."
Right. Your trust.
I can vouch for him too. I've known this little weasel for quite some time now, and he's never defiled around me. I would have sensed it as a cleric.
All right. Good game. I'm going to get rid of these figurines that we don't need anymore.
I moved all the figurines on the side. The ones.
Listen, it was one incident with what's those
I think I'm going to keep the pictured ones.
They're like larger than Enixes. What are those things called? Those they're like meant to like pull like war caravans and stuff like that. Were those for trees?
Mechalot.
Mechalot. It was one time I accidentally made a Mechalot fully tackle you and you almost died. And now I'm a weak. It was one time.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and everybody got their figurines off the table, right?
Oh.
Yep.
Is this a
And
spell?
we got the measuring things off.
Yep.
Bueno. All right, then I can close this.
We can save it.
It said no objects found in zone. That's really weird. Okay, there are the objects.
So between our last long rest, I used a level 2 and a level 4 spell slot.
Quick question: what if I have the file and you guys just don't know? Like, what?
Well, you can try. You know. You can try.
You could, sure.
Might have to
Right.
kill somebody. Who knows?
Oh,
Might happen to slip up one day and like hit you instead of somebody else.
Just like randomly.
Oops! Didn't mean to hit you in the face.
You're just gonna start another war, like in the middle of combat. Oh no!
No. We did this before. Remember?
Wait, what?
Sometimes Taurus just slips.
This happened before? What?
Yeah, in the arena.
Oh, who did you hit?
are you,
I was raging and I hit Grimorn.
Oh.
You took my kill.
In a fashion way. So.
Yeah.
he turned into Arthur and told DW not to touch his airplane.
I did apologize.
Is
of
it good to
course,
save,
but
Ninja?
Yeah, you could save it there. That's probably good.
I did apologize, but you know, I still did the thing.
We went a little long there. Thanks for watching out there in Twitch land.
I should try
Yeah,
to go to sleep 22 minutes